Hello, everyone. Welcome back to We Tried FC. I hope everyone is all well out there. I am going to be here till 7 o'clock tonight. I'm here to give you all your E20 Zone TV up to date stuff. The link is in the chat. If you want to come on and have your say, you're more than welcome to come on this platform, the only platform out there that lets anyone come on at any time. I will say that. I've got a cup of coffee, I've got a couple of bottles of water, and I want to see some signings, David Sullivan. But Igor. Fucking Igor, mate. Are we we're in the mud. We're in the mud. And let me phone charge. Get your comments in. Let me know what you think on the shenanigans at West Ham. What a mad 24 hours. I'm gonna say that. For me, this all goes back to the Paqueta deal. Obviously, that was supposed to be yesterday. Sullivan's doing what he always does. And I've been saying it, and people go to me, no, it was Villa, it's other people. This was a Sullivan play. Apparently, it's come out and suggested that there's no more signings now. This owner doesn't deserve this club, mate. And do you know what? On the 20th, yeah, I might even come down to fucking Stratford. I haven't been over there for a long, long time. I might even come down and be a part of this fucking protest because this is just bad, mate. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic. Right, really, if I'm being truthfully honest. If you'd have asked yourself 24 hours ago, or 36 hours ago, in fact, how many players are West Ham going to sign, right? You would have probably said about 2 or 3 players on transfer deadline day. We need a striker, we need a centre half, we need all these players. At the minute, apparently we're not signing no one. We're not signing no one. And this is why I knew the Lucas Paqueta thing was pushed by David Sullivan. I fucking knew it. And people are trying to convince me that it wasn't. And I was basically saying to you, listen, there's no way this geezer wants to leave. And the way it's come about today, it's ridiculous. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get to your comments. Raheem, the dream Sterling is bring. Do you know what I'm saying? Hi, James. Whetstone is already suggesting there's no more signings. Probably not, mate. Apparently, the Naya Fagued money is for PSR, but we're not in any PSR problem. So how does that work? Kieran Maguire come out with that the other week and said, I don't know why West Ham are saying about PSR. They're nowhere near it. You keep lying to this club, mate. Right? Do you know what I'm saying? Why do people lie to this club? Right? And I even said it. Also, I said, like, people are lying for their own teeth, like, for some crazy reason, which is mental. Right. Hi, James. Igor wants us, not Palace. I don't want Igor, mate. Do you know what I mean? Igor, Frankenstein's fucking assistant. I think he's shit, mate, if I'm being truthfully honest. But, you know, is what it is. We won't sign anyone due to us winning yesterday. And yes, the Smunk Goblin wanted Paqueta out on the PSR is bollocks. See, I agree with John Potter there. I mean, John Potter, Graham Potter, all the Potters. I agree with all the Potters at the minute. It was just poetry yesterday, right? And I'm going to speak about it yesterday because I thought yesterday we played really well. But I'm not going to lie, yeah, that win has sort of made Sullivan go, nope, I'm going to pull up the drawbridge now. You don't need as much as what we think. This owner don't deserve this club, mate. And people are saying, like, trying to cover it today. Like, they're trying to cover up, like, this bollocks. And why? Why are you covering it up? You know, like, we need help. Yeah, we definitely need a centre forward at this club, right? Fulkrug's not doing it. And if Callum Wilson starts, we've got to hope that he doesn't get injured once from now to January. It's just a poor state of affairs. And listen, the Cresswell thing. Charlie Cresswell's been there all summer, and they can't even agree a £13 million bid. Look, I'll get this from Ben. Look, I reckon we're still trying for Cresswell. Someone will say take 13 million for him. Oh, we'll get Igor on loan. It's another bait and switch, mate. It really is. This window is 0-0. Would you guys say it's one of the poorest windows that we've had? Because I said this in the group chat, and someone said to me, "No, it ain't the worst window. the season we moved into the LS was the worst. I think with everything what's happened in this window, I think it's one of the worst that I've ever witnessed, like ever. Like take YouTube out of the equation for a second, I just think it's one of the worst. I've not seen any progression with West Ham. All I've seen is just covering up little like pockets, getting rid of loads of people on higher wages, which is fine. But then you can't bring in Charlie Cresswell. I would have assumed you get rid of Nathan Aguerd for I think it's about £19 million. I think it was. You reverse that money around and go right. Charlie Cresswell's there. We're going to get him. Nothing of any note. So we've gone from Aguerd to Igor. It gets worse, people. It gets fucking worse. Sullivan, Sully idiot, just sold Emerson and Aguerd to Marseille for 23 million. Get Cresswell, keep up the change. Yeah, I agree, mate. Well, it was great. We won yesterday. People shouldn't get ahead of ourselves and think that we're all of a sudden on the up. Yesterday just papers over the cracks. Yeah, listen, I'm going to speak about yesterday. I'm going to speak about transfers. Anyone who wants to come on, you know how it works. Links in the chat. Come on, if you say, I'll give you your moment as I have a cup of coffee. But yesterday was good. Yesterday was really good. Like everyone see my reaction, and like when that second and third goal went in, that told me all I needed to know. Really, the Lucas Paqueta saga. That saga was run by Sullivan, and I stand on this. I've seen it played so many times, and I will continue to stand on that. That it was basically him trying to push Lucas Paqueta out to generate funds to go and sign players. Like, it's fucking mental, isn't it? But the performance yesterday was good. The real test will come against Spurs on the 13th because that's a big game, huge game. 5:30 kickoff UK time. It's a game where, listen, if we win it, we're all buzzing. If we lose it, we're all angry to the core. It's one of the games in a season for me where I just want to know what the result is now, so I can be prepared for it, rather than just sit there and go through the emotions of the game. Like I've seen West Ham go to Spurs and win 3-0. I remember years ago when Ravel Morrison run through. I was there. What a night that was! Like unbelievable day that was. It was a Sunday afternoon, I think it was, if my memory serves me right. And we rolled them 3-0. But then I've also seen us get hammered by Spurs. And I just don't want us to get hammered against Spurs now. That's the one thing I will say. So, you know. Right, let's get Oliver in, see what Oliver's got to say. Oliver, what are you saying, mate? Talk to me.
Right. So I do have some transfer news. I don't know if you've heard, but actually, so you know how I think his name's Igor had a medical at Palace.
Right.
That move collapsed. He's done a Caicedo, and he's actually we're actually in talks with Brighton now. I think he's on his way from Crystal Palace to West Ham as we speak.
Well, Igor it is then. I don't rate him. I remember seeing him at Fiorentina. I think he's a bit erratic. I don't really remember him playing for Brighton much last year.
No.
But then saying that, I'll be honest with you. I will take. I see that comment there. I'll take Diassi over Igor.
Yeah.
I really would.
Oh yeah, I'll take anybody, and I think we need some good signings if we're gonna, because Spurs, like I hate to say it, but they're gonna be a really good team this year. And we need some real, like I'm not saying obviously Mavropanos, is he like consistent and reliable though, especially against Spurs' attack with Xavi now and Kudos.
Yeah.
I don't think our defense will be able to deal with Xavi and Kudos. So I think we need somebody more like experienced kind of thing. Like
Listen. I understand what you're saying, mate. I do. Right. I think Mav was all right yesterday. I really did.
Oh yeah,
like
he was.
I thought he done well. The issue I've got is the striker front, because now, right, we are one injury away from them. We're scrambling around for players, and then what it is, we we want to keep Bowen on the right. Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't want to have Bowen in a 2-man strike force. We want him on the right where he's best suited. For
Yeah.
me, West Ham needs a striker, and
Oh
they
yeah.
and they still haven't replaced Mikel Antonio. And do you know what? I'm going to say this: if Mikel Antonio can't find a club, it would not surprise me in the slightest if West Ham United signed Mikel Antonio on a pay-as-you-play deal. That would
I
not
can see that.
surprise me in the slightest, mate.
Yeah, I think also okay. Callum Wilson played really well yesterday. Have to admit, he got a little bit greedy. That Bowen goal would be so good if he didn't get too greedy.
Yeah. Well,
But I think
centre forward, isn't
yeah.
it?
But I think also when he I'm surprised. I hate to say it, but it's only a matter of time before he gets injured or
Mm.
Fulco gets injured, and then obviously we're gonna have to rest if Wilson's our only striker because Fulco's injured. We're gonna need a backup to rest Wilson some games, and I don't think again like you said we can't use bonus striker because then who are we gonna have on the right? We just
Yeah,
have
I
to
know, mate.
play our five back again.
Yeah, yeah, we can't play that again, mate.
Yeah, we can't.
like,
We can't. That's
like, we're asking for trouble. Right, before I let you go,
hmm
how many players are we signing for you?
You know what? I think we might sign probably two. I think we'll
Right,
get I think we'll probably get Charlie Cresswell and Eagle or Igor, whatever the hell his name is.
Charlie Cresswell will be a good signing.
He will.
Igor, I just think that's a bit of a scattergun. We're trying to find someone, and he's the name that's come up, and we've got involved basically. But
Yeah.
I'll let you go, mate. Take it easy. That has been Oliver. Right, he's had his little say on here. I don't know how to feel on this Igor thing. I really don't. Like, I've really got no words at the minute, like to say. Like, I see people saying in the chat there, and I'll tell you what, I'll put this here so I can read it now. Like I see, Dad's had Job TV going to subscribe to him saying, "Oh, we're Bellis, right?" Yeah, like I'm down for that, but then obviously you got to look at players like Charlie Cresswell's been there all summer, and we're struggling to get him over the line. So let's see what Peter's got to say. I'll bring it up on big. Sean, Sean Wetwipe, Gordon Bennett, James has stitched him up there, even though he's Sean. Sean Wetwipe sources say it's too late to get deals done. That's only the Dwarf's fault. Every year he leaves everything to the last minute. Apparently it's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is you got to sign the deal sheet at 5 o'clock, and basically no deal will get done. Well, after that time, I don't know. I'm not fully in the know with that sort of stuff. But this situation is fucking just bad. It's bad, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? And I do feel that he was using Paqueta as a situation to bring in money to then go out and sign some players. And when Paqueta's basically turned around and said no, right? And what Paqueta done yesterday was quite emotional, really. If I'm being honest, kissing the badge, and like you could feel the love from him towards the club. And listen, we ask for this all the time, right? It's one thing we ask for by any player is to show love for the club. Yeah, him kissing the badge and showing love for the club just proved to all of us that there's someone upstairs who's pushing him to walk like for a sale. Do you know what I'm saying? And I've got to hold the L on this one. I really do, because I sort of went at him a little bit, and and then one of my mates messaged me and said, "Jay, come on, you know how Sullivan works. You know how he spins the narrative round from the player and makes the player look like he's the bad one. He wants out, yeah." And it proved yesterday that basically you just can't believe anything you read on social media. It just proves it, like yesterday. So, do you know what I mean? His celebration was fucking epic. It really was. Let's have a look. I'll get to your comments. I'll go through as many comments as I can. Igor sounds like something from a Hammer horror. Well, all I do is picture him running back after Bowen 2 years ago in Prague. So that's where it is. But you know, transfers get announced as late as 24 hours afterwards. Yeah, depending where they are. The deal sheet has to be in by 7. For Oh, fair enough then. Let's have a look. Let's get to Alistair. Typical Southern last day scramble and low ball offers. He's bleeding. Disgrace. Get him and Brady out. Sign the petition. Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. Thing is, I'm going to say this. Are you surprised? Deep down, if you was to ask yourself, I'm not surprised really. Like, because it's always the same. It's always the same play every single time at this club. Like, it's always late. Brozovic, come on, mate, if you can. I'll speak to you on here. But for me, I just feel like a striker. Like, we need a centre forward at this club, right? Gay was at Metz, the young lad, and that's gone dead. It's gone dead all of a sudden, and that was only like 18 million or something. It's just, yeah, and Igor, fucking Igor, mate. Sounds like something from fucking Frankenstein, isn't it? Is it Igor from Count Dracula? Yeah, uh, has said that Earthy could be sold. What do you make of that, people? Earthy. Earthy could be sold. Tommy, hope you're well, mate. If you want to come on, the link is in the chat. Come on, have you say. When was the last time we signed a permanent player on deadline day? Oh, good question. Ings? Was it Ings? Well, 100% on the Paqueta situation, mate. Someone wanted the money to fund 2 midfielders we got last week, plus one more, plus a few more. He won't spend any more money. No, it's just loans. So I agree on that comment. Shout out to Mark. Yeah, I stand on it. I really do. When you've seen the play too many times, you know how it works, ladies and gentlemen. You really do. If Earthy is sold, I want Mark Noble type rant of the Ngana. Oh, mate. I'll tell you what, I'll take that off because that's going to be a pain if anyone does come on. Didn't Bowen skin Igor in the final? Yeah, he did, mate. Right, let's see what Brozovic has got to say. A man who's in the know. You know what I'm saying? Brozovic, welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, it's an honour to have you, mate. 4 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, today, I started E20 Zone TV. So it's a bit of a birthday streaming also. So, 4 years on, we're still here. So, you know what I mean? Brozovic, what do you make of what's going on, mate, West Ham?
Well, I think I've had a look at some of the statistics for Igor, and unfortunately, I have bad news. Unfortunately, statistically, he doesn't seem to win a lot of aerial duels, which is a worry to say the least. And apparently, we're interested in Axel Disaster and all. So it seems like we might actually be going back to the 5, surely.
Oh my God! If he goes back to
if we're signing both of them, surely that means there is a view to go back to the 5.
I don't think the 5 is going away. This is the problem. I don't think the 5 at the back is going away. I think the 5 at the back is going to stay there, because that's what he goes to. I can't have another defender who can't enter a fucking ball, mate. I can't. Like, this is literally torture. We've got defenders in our ranks who can't enter a football. What does Igor do good? Really?
I think I haven't watched much of him, but based on the FB ref, whatever the fuck these nerds look at, it seems like he's good on the ball. Like, fucking hell, man. Like, this is my problem. I don't understand why you sign centre backs purely because they're just good on the ball. The only saving grace is Glasner is a very good manager, and he was very keen on this player to play in as a left centre back. So maybe, just maybe, he's actually okay.
I'm going to shout out to West Ham Online. Shout out to Alfie. Mate, imagine a back 3 of Axel Disaster, Igor from Shrek, and Max Kilman from Oxford. Shit. Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. Imagine that 3 at the back. What do you make of that? That's painful. That is painful.
And it doesn't seem like we're going after a striker, which is a shame. But I'll be honest, I didn't think we would get it done in one day. So, yeah.
the striker thing is the worry for me, because one thing with West Ham that we all know as West Ham supporters is we don't score many goals. We don't, and we've got two injury-prone strikers up front. Yeah, if one of them goes down, let's just say Callum Wilson picks up an injury. Yeah, because I think Callum Wilson's a better striker at the minute than Fulkrug. I think me and you agree on that. If Callum Wilson goes down, we're relying on Fulkrug to turn up and turn it on. I don't think that's wise. And then if worst case scenario both of them are out, then Bone has to go up front. I think we are trying to do what we always do and like square pegs and round holes. And this is where the problem is at the minute with West Ham. It's like square pegs, round holes, and also there's no pace up front.
Also, do you not think, say Wilson and Fulkrug do go down, which is it's a possibility, unfortunately. That does put Bone up front, but the only issue we have is we don't even have wingers anymore like that. Like the only winger I can count, okay, Somerville is ready to like maybe get in the team, but then you just got Gilherme, and he's not like a starter per se. So it's like we are a bit short up front, I will say.
Yeah, I'm actually concerned, mate. I'm actually concerned that we ain't really looking to sort out this striker front. Now, Boniface was there. It looks like he's going to Werder Bremen, so he's out of the question now.
We'll probably just. I think Antonio hasn't got a club yet, and say one of the strikers goes down. I think that's probably going to happen. To be honest with you,
I actually think that's going to happen, mate. If you want me to be honest, if I was to have money on this, I would probably say that Antonio will get fit. If he can't find a club, West Ham will sign him on a short-term deal up till January, and to get him out the door. I've never seen a club run like this, mate. Never. I've seen lower league clubs be in a worse state than West Ham, and they don't run like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I see people saying in the chat there about Guilherme. He's going to come into the fold. Udritten's going to leave for us, mate. So obviously we're hearing that Earthy could be leaving. Like sold.
We'll probably so we're loaning out Orford for sure. We've loaned out Robinson. I think he's a right back. I think we'll loan out. I think Marshall might actually stay, possibly just because we don't have much up front, just in case. And then you see with Potts,
right?
I think the problem we have now is we're out of the Carabao Cup. We have a midfield, and our backups are likely to be, say a Souček, say a Ward-Prowse, who are probably ahead of him in the pecking order. I just don't see where the guy's gonna actually get game time, which is, and look, I'm not as high on him as others, but I think there's no point us just keeping him around to not play minutes. We might as well just loan him to a championship side.
Yeah, I do hear you, mate. I do. So Igor, then I've just looked at it there. It looks like Igor's on his way, and I don't know what to say about that, mate. I really don't.
If we go back, if we play four at the back, the likelihood is he's not going to start. He's probably going to be on the bench. Kilman plays every single game, literally. He's as reliable as they come. He's probably not going to play. I would have preferred Axel Disaster, but it is what it is at this point.
What did you make of yesterday?
Yeah, I thought we definitely needed the result. It's big for Potter. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of him, as you know, but he definitely needed the result. The players needed the result. It's good because if we went into the international break with no points, it's looking hairy. And
yeah,
I think even I was talking to you about the fixtures that we have. They're not pretty, and it's important that we did get points on the board, which is good. And see the game, I thought defensively we were pretty fucking good. And I do think Forest, if you defend deep, they'll struggle to break down more times than not. So the game plan was good.
What do you make of the Paqueta thing? Right, over the last 48 hours with the Paqueta situation, you heard me on the space before I come over here, and I turned around and said that I feel like Sullivan was trying to put Paqueta in the shop window simply to sell him, to reinvest the money back into the side. What did you make of that, mate?
I don't understand the whole situation, I'll be honest, because I think, what was it? The day that it came out that Villa were interested, and then Fabrizio jumped the gun. He hasn't been reliable with West Ham news, to be fair to him, and Paqueta keen to move, which I found was a bit weird. Like, he kissed the badge last week, so I was a bit confused about that. But I don't know, like, is it fake? Is it not fake? Like, I don't think anyone can point score in this situation, but I will say £47 million, I don't think we're going to get that type of offer ever again.
I
Do you
don't
not
know.
think though, James? 2 years left on the deal, 27. I don't know, man. I would have taken it personally, but at the same time, it was late in the window, and we might not have been able to get someone in.
For me, I think you still get about 30 mil for him, even next year, with a year left. Like, I really do. I don't think this geezer's going to lose major value. And the way, well, the season he's having at currently right now, he scored 3 goals in 3 games, so he's literally on form. I stand on this, and I do mean this, right? I feel like this was a power play from Sullivan. Yeah, to generate funds, bring money into the club, get Paqueta out, yeah, and then probably go out and sign a Charlie Cresswell and a sort of loaner striker or something. That's what I believe it was, and where it's backfired on him, that's why we're not seeing anyone in here. Igor on loan, that's not going to G anyone up. It really ain't.
We have sold him if we signed a striker with money. Right. We signed a Paqueta replacement with money, and maybe another centre half. Would you have sold him?
I don't think we can sell him. I think we need to build around him and Bowen, and like, we need to keep these key players at the club. Do you know what I'm saying? We see it yesterday how good some of these players can be when they're all in a team that's sort of functioning. I will say this: I think there's a lot of vermin in our side, a lot of vermin. Right now, for Gued being one of them, who was like the bad egg, right, in amongst the bunch. I think him. I think Emerson. I don't think Emerson is bad, right, but I'm looking at it from a perspective from the outside. I don't know what happens inside there. Don't know whether Emerson was at fault also, but now if Agued goes out the door, West Ham seems to turn into a really good side all of a sudden, and the harmony's good in the camp. The issue I've got is that we still haven't replaced, right? We still really haven't replaced Mikel Antonio, and we're going through it again with 2 injury-prone strikers, and we're hoping, like, I'll tell you what, Potter's going to earn his money now, big time. Like, over the next sort of four months, Potter's going to earn his money, where he's going to have to sort of in-game management of both Füllkrug and Paqueta. And the problem is, this is a major problem that he's got, he's going to have to pick one of them, right? Even if they're out of form. So if Wilson, and I think Wilson starts against Spurs myself, because I don't think Füllkrug does. But if Wilson starts and Füllkrug comes on and he doesn't do anything, we're literally relying on Callum Wilson for the duration of the next 4 months. And the Christmas period also, you know how busy the Christmas period is. You've got a game every sort of 4 days, 3-4 days. That's where I'm going to be concerned, that we're going to start dropping points and losing games, and we're going to get hammered in games because of that. So, you know.
I don't think Cal McCauley and Potter were that keen on signing a striker this season, personally. I don't buy it, because we weren't linked to a bunch of them, and we had a lot of gaps in our squad, midfield, defence, keeper. I think they just prioritised those positions more than a striker. Which, look, we definitely needed a striker. We have needed a striker for probably a couple of years now, but it's a difficult market, especially for us, it seems. And maybe they just thought there's no point taking an unnecessary risk, lumping a lot of money on a striker that's just as shit as Füllkrug is. I kind of understand it, unfortunately, but let's just hope Wilson's fit. And I mean, he's not going to be fit for the whole season, but yeah.
Nah, I think he's going to pick up an injury. The more he plays, don't be surprised by the end of October, he's starting to pick up little hamstring injuries or something. And the thing is that with Somerville coming back, and I hate to say this, I really do, but it feels like a new signing. And I hate saying that because he's obviously not a new signing. His blood has been injured for a long time. So, you know, anything else, Brozovic, that you want to discuss before you make a move, mate?
I mean, fair play to Somerville. I thought he was just excellent. to be honest. I really did. I think like we definitely need that sort of someone to just be direct on the left-hand side, and he commits players. Like you just need players like that, and I really do hope that we do stick to the formation we played against Forest, because I just think the five back, like, we might actually be okay defensively in Potter's best scenario, but I think we lose too much up front, and I don't think we have enough like pace up there. And I think for that reason, I think Somerville, like when he's ready to start, he probably has to start, which does make Potter make some decisions in the midfield, because someone's gonna have to get dropped, of course, and we do have a Magassa in as well coming in, so there is decisions to be made. There are decent options. I just think we don't have that many wingers, so for us to go to the 4-2-3-1, we just don't have that many wingers. Like, say someone drops, you're an injury away from Gilherme starting, which I'm not sure Potter fancies him that much.
Someone just said there, shout out to Paul. I know who Paul is. He's on that X. Problem was we can't shift the Deadwood in midfield to free up more Sullivan loans. How have we come to like not being able to get rid of Andy Irving and Guido Rodriguez?
Andy Irving just refused to leave. Like, apparently he just didn't want the money. Like, he didn't like the amount of money that Wrexham were going to pay him. We agreed a deal. It's unfortunate. And then Guido, this is what happens when Styling offers players 100 grand a week. Like, it's impossible to shift them, unfortunately.
It is bad, mate. It is bad. Right, before I let you go, right, what system do you reckon Potter will go with? Because
I think he's playing the same team, personally. The thing is, yeah, I'm not sure about. I don't think Magassa's on international duty, which is good. Like, it gets to see him a bit more.
Yeah,
but
well,
I do think he'll like kind of like trust the team that got him 3 points, which is fair. I mean, like, I don't think anyone can be disgruntled by that, because I did think we were really good.
Also, we've got to make sure that no one gets injured on international duty and all, because
who have we even got out there? Bowen, Paqueta,
Bowen, Paqueta, Diouf, Forkrug.
Walker ain't going, is he?
Forkrug's going, yeah.
No way they selected him.
yeah. The Germans need Forkrug, mate, 100%. So, you know, right. I'll let you go, mate. Take it easy.
Have a lovely day.
Peace. That has been Brozovic. Very balanced individual, Mr. Brozovic. I'm going to be honest. He comes on the spaces. He speaks very, very well. I do like his opinion on what he has to say, even though sometimes we don't agree. For me, I'm wondering now where we're going. We need width and pace. Something must start. I think we need another winger like that, though. I think we're lacking so much pace. Let's get to this comment. We can't let Earthy leave. He's only 21. How does everyone feel on that, with Earthy looking like he's possibly going to be going out the door? I don't see him. I don't see where his future lies at West Ham. You know, I'm a bit concerned about Potts and all, really, if I'm being honest, because I don't see where he fits. Like, you've got all them midfielders, you know, well, exactly. Right, as I asked, I'll get someone else come in. I do like this sort of roll on, roll off system. I'll let Mark get his headphones on. I'll see he's in there. Let's get to his comment quick. James, did you see? Apparently, it's too late in the window to get a permanent signings, according to Sean Whetstone. Yeah, shout out to our friend of the channel, Sean. Do you know what I mean? Mark.
Hello, mate. How you doing? You all right?
What you saying?
Getting the roll on, roll off subs going on, bro.
Okay, I wish we could get some roll on, roll off, some lucky transfers going. I know that.
We're not going to, though, are we? I think realistically today, I think we get a centre back in. That'll probably be us done. I made a couple of comments just before I come in about, look, we're not. I said this to you on the space a few weeks ago. We had a real chance whilst we were in Europe to kick on, bolster the squad, go big, do something. Right. We're treading water under the owner, and as long as we don't sink, he gets put under too much pressure, he spends money. If it looks like we're about to sink, he suddenly finds a few things to keep us floating. The reality is we're never going to jump out the water. Like, we're going to be living in the swamp.
But on this though, right now though, Mark, right, we should be looking at a centre forward and a centre half.
Hello.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what we should be looking at. And right now, we're not looking at, like, we're looking at Igor.
I think I think with 2 strikers, they deem that enough now. I think that's where we've got to. I think they're looking at it and going, we've got 1 game a week, right? We're out the Carabao Cup already. They're going to play it safe, mate. Like, should we be? Absolutely, definitely not. We definitely should not be sticking with our just. And by the way, are they the right to? Definitely not. With the fact that we've got to a point where 3 weeks ago we were hoping that Fulford might come good, and now we're all buzzing that Callum Wilson's going to be our starter. That's what's happened to us as a fan base. We're now like get Callum Wilson up top because he's our best option. That's a problem. That is a problem. Let's not get it twisted. There's something wrong with that, right? But we're probably going to end up with a centre back. Right? Guido and Andy Irving, we shouldn't have signed either of them. They're both going to end up staying because we can't shift them out because we've given them too much contract. I mean, how Guido got more than a 1-year deal was beyond me. Like, we obviously gave him a 2-year contract, didn't we? He should have been gone on a free this summer. We're paying his wages now. So it's another Ings situation a little bit with him, I think. Like, nobody really wants him. We probably signed him right at the point when he was like entering the downhill part of his career. We're really going to do it, and we're going to be stuck with him now. The Andy Irving one pisses me off a little bit because I thought he was a bit more of a, if he had any ambition, he'd go to Wrexham and try and maybe climb the league with them. And that'd have been a real opportunity for him to play every week and do something. And he's obviously decided he'd rather sit on our bench and collect a pay packet. So I'll be honest, I'm a bit disappointed in that one. But Guido, what do you expect? You sign a bloke on a 2-year deal.
I'm not really worried about Guido Rodriguez because if he's not playing, it doesn't really bother me, right?
Yeah.
That's not the problem. The problem is, and this is funny because I've managed to get you on here now.
Yeah.
Lucas Paqueta's situation over the last 48 hours is the reason why we're in this situation currently right now. That's what I generally believe.
Yeah. What you think? Had he sold him, he'd have got his way, right, and then he'd have gone and spent a little bit of money on the side and probably profited some more. That's the realistic. I argued the toss with you on it, right?
Yep.
And I was critical about Paqueta, but I feel like I might have been being critical in the way that, like, your ex-missus might suddenly hate you after you break up with her a little bit. I was railing on Paqueta because it was like he's going to leave, and it was like, well, if he's going to leave, well, then fuck it. And you know, you're looking for reasons to accept why he's gone. Right. What we should have been doing is questioning why we're trying to sell our only flair player. And I did caveat everything I said to you when I came on with, we're trying to get rid of our only flair player that's exciting. He hasn't got as many assists, and I don't think he is. Is he the best cam in the Premier League? No. But as his performances in the last few weeks been really, really good? Yes. And I said literally on a comment yesterday, if he plays like he's played yesterday and he wants to put that level of effort in, we've got Paqueta back and with a mindset that I think he can carry us forward. So I'm glad we ain't sold him, but I'd sort of just made peace with it because you, as a West Ham fan, you're always finding a reason to make excuses for the crap that we have to deal with.
Yeah, but the only thing I'll say to that is when you've seen it, the story never changes with Sullivan. Yeah, no. And what it is, people look at me and think, well, I look at everything that's bad, it all goes to Sullivan. But I'm not going to lie, 9 times out of 10 it is. You know what I'm saying?
No, do you know what? Well, I think when some of us argue with you on that, it's more a case of people trying to play devil's advocate, right? Because you know what it's like. If the 4x4 starts getting dug in its trenches, I'm with you on the Sullivan thing 100%, right? But you're much more embedded in your view on that. And all I think sometimes, and you're right to be embedded, right? But I think sometimes we're looking for a reason to play devil's advocate a little bit and think maybe it's not as bad as you've said. Because you hope that your owner isn't going to be that stupid that he's going to go and just try and profit a few quid 2 days before the transfer window ends. You'd hope. But obviously, he was trying to, because it's come out. Who was trying to get rid of him? The manager didn't want him to go. The player didn't want to go. So it's got no one else's grubby mitts over it than Sullivan. So you were spot on again with that one. But I was like, surely not. Do you know when you think surely he can't be that stupid? And it turns out that obviously he is.
Yeah, but the thing is with him, Mark, he doesn't change. Right, and some things like a leopard never changes its spots, basically, and that's the thing with Sullivan. He never changes. The issue I've got is that yesterday was such a good result. Everyone was buzzing. I was buzzing. I see the other fan channels. Everyone was fucking loving life. Yeah. And all of a sudden, now we're back down to like Like, we should have won
I
out
don't think
today.
we are. No, but I don't think we are. Listen, what? Right, let me put this to you then. Right, if we went and got say we got Boniface on loan, yeah. Right, let's just say we did, and say we got Charlie Cresswell in. Who else? Unless we get Guido or Andy Irving out, who else? We're not going to get another midfielder now.
Well, you got Guido Rodriguez in there. You got Andy Irving. You got Maxwell Cornet. Right,
Yeah.
that's 3 players that we
No one wants them.
Yeah, but we just can't shift them.
I know.
So
So
really,
do you cancel their contract? Like, a genuine question, because my mate said this actually. He said if we could have got a good enough midfield option, don't be surprised if they go back and just terminate Guido's contract. Because from a PSR perspective, you pay the upfront amount and it's no longer on your wage bill anymore. So it helps your profit and loss. If we were that forward thinking, genuinely, we'd have cancelled the bloke's contract. 100%. He has no transfer value. Why have we done it? We've just given Emerson away for 700 grand.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's basically the point. Sullivan won't give anyone away. Like, you got to understand something. Sullivan's a very old school type of geezer. Yeah, every pounds, pence, and cent. He don't like to throw money away. He's very good at throwing money away on shit players and things like that. But he don't like to sort of go.
It's like he'd rather keep a tape or a DVD or try and get 20p for it than throw it away or give it to
exactly that. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying, right? So on this currently right now, I would have assumed he would have gone, right, Guido Rodriguez got a year left. Right. No, I'll tell you what, not even Guido. Let's say Andy Irving, because Andy Irving's on peanuts at West Ham. He could easily pay his contract up, let him go.
That'll subsidise the wage. This is the bit that I don't get, right? Sometimes when you want to make a little bit of money on, like, in a management scenario, you go, well, say we're paying Andy Irving 35 grand a week, right? Pretty cushy lifestyle for a bloke who doesn't really play that often. By the way, I know he's a bit of a cold player. He's quite reasonable. He's probably better than Guido out of the two when he comes on. He's quite tidy on the ball and stuff like that. Say Wrexham have offered him 20k. We've got a year left on his deal. What's to stop us subsidising the first year of it to get him out and save the 20 grand? I'll tell you what's to stop us: not having a forward-thinking owner. So the problem is, everything we do lives under the thunderstorm and cloud of David Sullivan ownership, doesn't it? And when you get a little moment of, I think what you're trying to say is like yesterday's kind of a ray of sunshine and we're all standing underneath it, it beaming on us. Yeah. Then the next day we're back under the thunder shit and stuff we have to deal with having David Sullivan as our owner.
Well, let me ask you something, right? Before yesterday's game, how many players was you expecting through the door today?
Minimum 2. I would have expected some sort of attacking option in some form or another. And I would have expected us to replace. I still think we'll replace a Gerd. If we don't, that's mental because you can't go into a season with 3 centre backs. Like you just can't, especially a manager who might want to play 3 at the back sometimes. That's mental, right? So I think we'll get one in. I think at the last minute they'll either go, we'll take your obligation on Cresswell, which makes sense because he's an investment. Igor's a body. Like my mate who's a Palace fan said, like if they just get Igor as a replacement to their captain, by the way, imagine you're a Palace fan today and you're at risk of losing your manager. And their owners, by the way, Steve Parish cares a lot more about that football club than fucking David Sullivan does. So if they're letting that happen, where the fuck does that leave us?
Well, that's fine, mate. I'm just having a look now and seeing
if anything's getting confirmed.
Yeah,
I don't want Igor. I'll tell you now, Igor's not a forward-thinking move. That's just square peg, square hole, job done, 1 year, backup. You know.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the stuff now. There's all it is Igor, and there's nothing really else. Like,
don't be surprised if Disassi happens last minute though.
No, I've just said Disassi ain't going to sign, mate. Apparently,
okay.
That's what. So it's looking unlikely with him. Right, look, Boniface has just completed the medical at Bremen.
Yeah,
and this is the thing. Right.
But I'll just say this though. Again, are we getting starry-eyed about a solution to a problem that the management have decided they don't have an issue with? Let's be realistic. Yeah, they're thinking in their heads. We've got 2 strikers who between them should be able to carry us to fucking survival. What are we looking at this year as well? Like, we're clearly not trying to finish in a European place under this owner, are we? Like, we obviously got lucky in Moyes 2 when he came back. It was like my mate said, lightning in a bottle. It just all come good and happened. Yeah. Do you think under Sullivan we're going to go and bridge a gap of 40 to 60 million to basically give ourselves a platform to go and chase European football? Genuinely,
no, not really, mate.
So then, are we having to kind of just go? We're okay with just fucking treading water and surviving for now. I know we're not, when I say okay, I do that in massive inverted commas because I'm fucking not okay with it. But
but the thing is, one thing with us at the minute is we don't score many goals. Yeah, yesterday was a great result, right? But we don't score many goals. We've got players in our ranks who are injury-prone players, centre forwards. We're relying a lot on Jared Bowen. I know Crescencio, some of it's come back, and that's a boost for all of us, yeah, because now we've got pace on either flank now. You get Bowen on one side, him on the other, yeah. And obviously Lewis Guilherme is a player that everyone is looking forward to seeing when he comes back.
I'm excited about him. Yeah.
Now, but the thing is, right, it all depends on what your preference is. My preference is that West Ham need to have more goals in the side. Defensively, I think we could be all right. Do you know what I mean? We've got the goalkeeper, we've got the centre halves, we've got fucking the back. We're sorted out the midfield a little bit, right?
Yeah.
If he goes 4-3-3, which I'm going to speak about in a minute, like, because I don't ever want to see five again. And I know Kev just said there, Callum Wilson's been forgotten. Callum Marshall, sorry, he's been forgotten. He has to a point. Like, Callum Marshall hasn't been seen since the Bournemouth game, I think it was.
But can I just put one thing out there about that though? Because my mate made this point. He said we were quite good in pre-season, but Potts played every minute in pre-season. We're also quite good in pre-season. Marshall played a bit in pre-season. We haven't seen either of them players play in the in Premier League or Carabao so far. So we do have 3 strikers, but I think Callum Marshall's well lightweight. The bloke got like 4 goals in League One in about 41 appearances. So I know I love our youth to come through, and we are the Academy of Football and all that stuff. But like our fans do get starry-eyed about things that maybe don't look that likely. And then when they're shit and they come on, everyone just slates them. So like if Marshall's your third option, I come back to my point. We're going to play 1 game a week this season, okay?
Right.
We've thrown 2 injury. We're basically throwing enough shit at the wall in some might stick approach with our strikers. I don't think you can call it anything else because that's what it is, right? Callum Wilson will probably stick a little bit more than we probably thought he would. And his movement for the goal yesterday, especially his header, he was fucking. If you watch his actual movement, mate, very good. I mean, I've only ever fucking made it to like shit semi-pro standard in my 20s, right? I'm telling you now, that movement as a striker is fucking mustard. He's gone one way, gone the other. The defender didn't know where he was, and then he's just banging his head at the ball in. So
he made the space himself, yeah.
He made it. He made that. I don't get me wrong, the ball was fantastic, but he made the space as a striker. So realistically, I think we'll be okay. But again, all of this is just about being okay. None of it's about taking us to the next level. Because I don't think we are going to actually do it. I don't think it's going to happen.
West Ham are in talks over a late deal to sign Chelsea star alongside Igor.
Who is that though?
That is Raheem Sterling, mate. I'm telling you.
But can I just say something to you? To your point, I wouldn't mind him as backup to our wingers, mate.
Mate, I've had Raz on the
people fucking slate Raheem. So sometimes I sit on your space, and I like Brozovic, and he's funny because sometimes he slates players, and when he does, he goes in on them. It's actually funny. Him and Monty are 2 of the most balanced geezers you have on there, right? Because they are. Do you know they disagree with you as much as they agree, but they've got their own fucking views and they stand by them. So you've got to respect that in any man's views, right? Raheem Sterling at Liverpool as a kid, he was fucking blinding. At City, he done numbers. And people say he's not technically good. He's not technically good. Fucking anyone watching this, go on YouTube. The lob he scored against us at London Stadium. I was behind the goal. He literally dinked our goalkeeper who weren't even off his line. So, like, if he was the one we were getting linked with, I wouldn't complain about it too much.
People are saying that it's Disassi. Can I really see West Ham signing two centre halves?
Well, if one's to plug a gap, and the other one's the obligation to buy in the future, that leaves us with 5. I don't think we'd need 5 unless he has an intention of going back to. I'd actually be concerned if we signed 2 because I think that loan space or the other one should be used for someone in an attacking position, as you said before, and that makes me think that we're going to do 5 at the back again, which I just don't, like you said.
Is this a little bait and switch move again?
What do you mean? What, dip one in and then go and get the other one?
Go after Igor to make Chelsea lower their valuation on Disassi, and then switch around and go down that route again.
Why not? They've got massive PSR problems, Chelsea, because they have got a lot out, right? But they've still got to balance it against all the fucking signings and
they've signed a lot, yeah.
They've signed a lot, right? So again, that wouldn't surprise me at all if that happened. To be honest, would you take him?
I would. I would. I think he would work.
First choice, probably though, right?
Oh, Disassi.
Oh, Cresswell first choice is in like who we'd like because he's young.
Yeah. Listen, I don't understand why West Ham haven't gone for Charlie Cresswell. Like, I just don't know why. I don't know what they're waiting for. Well, I think he's perfect. He reminds me of an young Harry Maguire, someone who's very good in the air. I watched him in the under-23s in the Championship. I thought he was superb. Right, I thought everything that come in, he headed it away. He was very, very good. I don't understand why they're hesitating on that unless...
Be too sensible. Be too sensible a signing for West Ham.
Unless they're waiting until next year where they can get him for about 13 million. Right?
Yeah.
But if he has a good season at Toulouse, teams are going to look at him and go, you know what? Well, we're going to take a punt on Cresswell. Disassi, for me, I watched a little bit of him at Villa and I weren't fucking overly impressed, mate. I weren't going, wow, what a player. But Mark Noble tried to sign him before Chelsea got him from Monaco. And I'm wondering whether Mark's trying to say to him, listen, try and get Disassi here. Because he was the one who was basically going to come in to replace Zuma to a point. So,
well, I think he's decent centre back. You don't sign for Chelsea unless you're a decent centre back. Like, I don't think they go and sign shit players. So I think they've extensively scouted him, and he will be a decent centre back. The one I don't want to see is that Igor, because they don't want to give an obligation to buy. So what, you get a bloke in, he plays relatively well for you, and you're just increasing his value for somebody else. I don't like those loan deals. I never like a loan deal unless there's an option or an obligation to buy, because I just don't see the point in it. It's like, give me a body just for a year, and there's probably better people. If that's the case, there's better people you could bring in.
What would you do with Earthy?
Mate, I just honestly either go and send him on loan to a really high up club and give him, because we're in the same position with Potts. My mate said about Potts, he said, if you don't play him now, he'd be within his right to ask to leave. Yeah. Really. If he goes to the manager and says, look, mate, am I in your plans to play first team football? Because I've just gone and been player of the year at Portsmouth and I could go and do really well and play. Probably him and Potts, Earthy and Potts probably both deserve either a loan to a lower Premier League club like a Burnley or a Leeds or something like that to go and prove themselves where they need a body, or you sort of got to sell him at some point, mate. Because look what we did with Cullen. We just fucking held on, let him go. He goes to Anderlecht, reinvents himself. Now I'm not saying he was good enough to be our first choice starter, but he ain't looked shit for Burnley, has he?
Well, I've got Lewis Orford here. I've got Lewis Orford literally really big smiles about his move to Stevenage. I think that's a really good move for him, Stevenage.
Same. He wouldn't have played for us all season, and he needs to bulk up. All of them. The problem they've all got, probably Potts is the only one, but Earthy and Orford both look very, very technically good players, like good on the ball, quick give and go, learn football the right way, but physically they're not there yet. And I think one more season in the Championship, if Potts goes and he dominates at a team that's pushing for promotion, you basically bring him back and you either sell the guy or you back him and you put him into our team as next year.
I'm going to ask you, but I'm going to ask the chat and all, right? What do you rate this window out of 10? And think
minus the Kudus sale and not replacing him,
right?
It would have been like, honestly, it would have been like a 7, right? Because if you look at the actual players, I think we've got in, Mateus Fernandez was fucking brilliant yesterday, mate, and that Magassa's a good young potential player.
I said it. Pay the money. You've got to pay the money for quality. Like,
I know.
You can't. Well, one thing that as fans, and I'm not a fucking delusional fan. Well, I'm quite a realist. Yeah, I look at this and think, like, you're buying potential. Yeah, because he's ready made, and this is the thing with Potts, Orford. They're not ready made. Yeah, it's going to take time with them. Whereas Fernandez was ready made. Yeah.
If you watch Potts in pre-season, you'd have said he's ready made. It's only again with that, one thing that pisses me off is Potts was a big part of why we played well in pre-season. Took him out of the team, we were shit. Like, that's the reality of it. Like, people saying, "Oh, what if you put him in?" Well, do you think had he played the first 2 games, right? Had he played away at Sunderland and he'd have played against Chelsea, his value wouldn't have been diminished, and we would have then gone and got people in. So, like, I think, again, if we'd have replaced Kudus today, if we'd have got another winger in today and we replaced the Gerd, it's like a 6 or a 7. But because you sold Kudus to a big rival and you haven't gone and got the right players in,
Right.
It's what probably people are saying. It's like 3 or 4 because that's just we didn't replace the player we got rid of. It was one of our better players. Like
Oh fucking hell! I think this summer's been an absolute nightmare. Like, as in looking at it, covering it. First off, Mo going to Spurs is the biggest insult to any West Ham fan, in my opinion, right? And I feel like that was pushed yet again because of Sullivan. Sullivan was looking for a bidding war in a situation where there was no bids coming. So basically, he had literally sort of backed himself into a corner, and he had to go to Spurs and say, right, if you want the player, we will offer the player to you. Right, we can sort a deal, which I thought was bad.
Yeah,
the Callum Wilson one, we won't know until the end of the season, right? He's here. He scored yesterday, which is a good goal. He looks quite bright. He looks like he's up for it. He will turn the fan base around if he starts banging in goals regularly for this club.
Very quickly as well, by the way.
Right, and there will be people like me who I didn't want the geezer here. I'm going to be straight, and if he starts banging in goals, then he's going to win over the fan base, right? And he's going to win me over, I think the Lucas Paqueta situation's been appalling. If you want me to be truthfully honest, like yesterday, going through all that on Saturday night, and then for us to have a game on the Sunday, and we're all sitting there, literally at 1:45, right, in the afternoon yesterday, and wondering, A, is he in the side, and B, is he going to start? He then starts, he then scores, then kisses the badge. And then that just tells me that Sullivan's has pushed this play.
I'd say, do you know what, Sullivan, 100%. How much of that do you reckon might have been agent in? Because for Fab, right, his whole thing is agents messaging him all the time, trying to basically get deals going. Because you're an agent, you're playing moves. My mate, I've got an estate agency who runs a football agency. They've got about 24 players in the top 5 leagues around Europe. When they basically get a small part of their wages, and obviously for getting them at a club, like a percentage. When a player moves, that is their literally payday, right? So if a player gets transferred at any point, their payday is like they get like 1.2 mil signing on fee and all this sort of stuff. So do you think there might have been an element of Paqueta's agent trying to and Paqueta goes back and goes, fuck off, this club stuck by me, I'm happy here. Agents don't always act in the best interest of their client, right? So do we know? I'd say that's probably 95% Sullivan, but do you think there might be any agent fuckery going on in there as well?
Nah, Sullivan, mate. 100%. I would have money on it, Mark, right? Because there is no way.
If you sold him, though, genuine question to you, right?
Yeah.
What do you think would have changed in the last 2 days of the window in terms of incomings? Or do you think he'd have just sold him, banked it, and then gone, we tried and all that shit?
No. I think he sells, but if he had his way, he would have got Paqueta out, got the fee in, he would have gone and signed someone on a permanent today. Someone like a Charlie Cresswell, and he would have then got bought in a loan, and he would have signed. It would have been one permanent, one loan, and he would have spun it.
Do you think that might have been Elliot or someone? Because he was going
maybe. Right? It could have been Charlie Cresswell and Elliot, or whoever, right? But that's the play he does. He does it all the time, and the issue is, and I've got to keep hearing this narrative that I keep hearing time and time again, that he wants to leave this club, because that's twice he's kissed the badge in a space of 4 days. He's literally saying he wants to be here.
The only person in the world the only person in the world whose opinion you should take is the person who's the individual being spoken about. Right? If they come to you and say, I want to fucking stay, I'll be honest, no amount of narratives and bullshit on social media is going to change my mind now. He's categorical. He's fucking turned up to the airport in his West Ham gear, mate, taking a picture. I don't know if you saw, he rocked up. He ain't got to wear our clothes when he goes to the airport, has he? He's wearing our badge on his fucking chest to travel in at the end of the day. So I think that's been nipped in the bud. All I'd like to see, I don't want one result to stop people doing the Palace protests and kind of having this ongoing thing with, because otherwise, Russia's got away with it again. They've silenced all the media and they're like, oh yeah.
True.
Just take all the people protesting in Moscow and just lock them in a fucking jail cells until people forget about them. That's Sullivan's mentality, right? He's proper. I'm going to keep comparing him to Putin until we can get someone does a chat GPT of him literally with Putin with Sullivan's face or vice versa. But that's what he is, mate. He's control the media, control the messaging, divide and conquer the fans. The more we row amongst ourselves, like look at what happened the other night. We had Fabrizio put out one tweet. You start a space, which fair enough, rightly so, to have a conversation with everyone. half the fan base is going, oh, fuck it, sell him. I was sort of in that camp. I'm going to be 100% honest. I was like, fuck it. If he's in a position where he wants to leave this club after 2 years of us sticking with him, fuck it. But that shows how easy it is to just spin us up against each other. I went big fish, mate, the other night. Hook, line and sinker. I took the bait. Do you know what I mean? I feel like a twat for it. But I'll put my hands up and just say we were fucking right and we got knocked off.
No, but but the problem is look how easy it was to manipulate the fan base in that moment. And it was though, Mark, right? Because when I was on that space, and one thing I do love about the spaces is I have so many people on there now that I get all different interactions, right? So I'm getting all different opinions, yeah? And the thing is, we all don't all agree at times, but the differences of the mindset, right, of people looking at it from all different aspects. My aspect will always stayed the same though. I always said that this is a play from him. Like he doesn't look like a player. A player doesn't want to be here is a no for Gued. That's someone who didn't want to be at West Ham. And
you're right. Everyone focuses on what's on the washing line, but you focus on the thread that runs through the line itself, and the thread is always Sullivan, right? So different things have got hung onto that line at different points. And I think the only difference is we're all talking about what's being hung on the line at any given point, and you're going, don't forget the line it's being hung on, right? Because that's really important. That's a really important factor.
It was what I was told to me the other day, mate, right? Someone said to me, right, because I sort of jumped the gun the other day with Paqueta, and one of my mates pulled me back and said, Jay, come on. You know how this geezer works. You know full well that this is not him. Look at what happened on Wednesday. And I had to think about it, and I thought, fucking hell, yeah, he's got a point. And I sort of had I started thinking about, well, why would you sell him now? Like, that's the $1 million question: is why would you go and sell him now unless you're selling him for a purpose? And that purpose is, and people are saying to me now, it was Villa. It was Villa. I think Villa come in with a offer, which they're entitled to do. And I think Sullivan looked at it and said, well, we want to accept this offer.
Of course he's got a saleable asset. He's just leveraged every saleable fucking asset we've got against debt, mate. So if you've got a saleable asset, he's a fucking... I'll tell you what West Ham is. West Ham is a boot sale where anything's for sale at the right price, including the fucking car that bought all the gear with them. Yeah? Now, you go to boot sale and say, what do you want for your car? They go, it's not for sale, mate. Sullivan will turn around and go, for the right fucking offer, mate, I'll sell it to anyone. Because that's how it is, man. Like, and I know it's horrible and it's not... We shouldn't accept it. And I think what's good about the spaces and stuff like that, I like it because my mates have said that sometimes you go on there and you just hear people talking shit. And I said, yeah, but they're West Ham fans talking shit. I said, that's what our fan base thinks. Like, you've got to listen into what's truly going on. If that's what people think, you've got to respect what people think at the end of the day, whether we disagree with each other or
now,
not.
what it is with the spaces, Mark, what you've got to understand is, right, and that's what this is a message to everyone, really, is that I've done these spaces for 3 years. I know all their personalities. Like I like the back of my head. I know when they're winding up. And someone come on there the other day and said something, and I was like, if I didn't know you, I'd be triggered.
Oh, mate, George had that down on a fucking... I felt like just putting... If there was an emoji for fishing that you could have had in there, George's like, he comes on, mate. He's not really a fan of Sullivan. He just voice boxes Sullivan opinion-based shit to just... Honestly, it's like shit posting on fucking 4chan and just seeing how many angry reactions you can get. And so, by the way, I will never be that guy. I take life way too seriously. And I think you're on the same page. You love the fucking club and you always thinking logically about it. I am very much on that, like, I just don't have time for that. Like, there's a bloke, mate, I come on your spaces the other week, and just for saying Antonio wasn't the best striker in the fucking world because we were trying to get rid of him every year, I had 5 people jump down my throat and go, he was a fucking great club legend. I was like, I didn't say he wasn't, mate. All I said was, the bloke took 5 chances to score a goal. I love Mickey Antonio. He's one of the best strikers. Well, he's the only fucking striker we've had in the last 5-6 years consistently doing anything. But don't try and turn around to me and say he was a technically gifted forward because, like, fuck off. You don't watch football if you think that. So I was one bloke, took my profile picture, inverted me, made me black and stuck it back on his fucking profile. That's the level of immaturity and bullshit. Now, do you know what? There's a childish part of me that thought that's quite funny, and the image he did was quite funny. But there are always going to be people that just want to fucking troll on there.
It's like Hammers.
Not for you. You got to police it.
Yeah, but it's easy said than done. Hammers says here, I've been listening to the spaces for 3 years now, and I love when people troll, and some people don't and don't realise. See, the thing is, I do realise when people are at it. I can spot it because what it is, you just know. I know about like with all their personalities, but it is what it is. Right, Mark. Before I let you go, who's coming? And how many people are coming for you?
Oh, what, mate? We're probably going to get one, aren't we? We're probably going to get a replacement centre back, and we'll sort of bare bones. I mean, midfield, we just got a fuck ton of players like Guido and Andy. I don't want to see either of them pricks play again, but one of them will probably end up in a fucking FA Cup tie away at like Stockport or something like that. You know, and you will see them. But genuinely, I just think there's no. We've basically, Sullivan's in the casino, he's cashed out, and he ain't coming back to stick any more fucking chips on the table for this club, mate. So we're skinflints, and we're going to continue being skinflints until this owner's out. Let's keep applying pressure to get him out. Don't let results, one thing I say to all the fucking fans, don't let results change your mind. Don't let a 3-0 away win constructed by the players and Potter yesterday make you think the ownership's changed, because the ownership structure is bare bones in the shit out of this, mate. And we're not going and building on super strong steel foundations. You know, it's that thing about the three pigs. Sullivan's house ain't built of stones, mate. He'll build it out of fucking mud first. And if he can get away with it, he might build one of sticks. But we're not looking to go and lay down the bricks to build up our great club and turn it into what it could be. And we won't be until the ownership model changes. And it's just unfortunate. And I am too much of a realist when it comes to business and life to think this bloke's going to change. And we just got to keep treading that water and not drowning, and try and enjoy the good times whilst we get wins, and enjoy some times whilst we can, you know.
The only thing I'm concerned about is that a couple of injuries, then we're back in the mire. Like, listen, you've seen us at our worst, like I have. Right, you're obviously of the same age as me, so you've seen us go through relegations to a point.
I think this squad's better than relegated squads in the past. And honestly, unless what would concern me, if Wilson went down, if Paqueta, Bowen, we had like 4 or 5 injuries at once. But I saw enough in that system yesterday that if Potter sticks to that 4 at the back, right, a mixture of one of the fucking strikers just doing something, right? They're both, I think, fucking, in fact, Wilson's going to be the better options. Outrageous. Fulkrug looks shit. I don't know what's going on with him, but it is what it is. I think as long as Somerville and Bowen are around that team, and we've got Guilherme coming through, as long as the midfield 3, as long as Fernandes, Paqueta, and obviously Magassa come through, we'll be okay. And I think we'd probably at this point, every fan would probably fucking be like, look, if we finish 12th and don't stress me out all year. The only thing I don't want, and you'll know because we're similar ages, honestly, mate, when you go for a relegation battle, it stresses you out all year. Like every week, you have this feeling like you're being dragged down all the time. It's like the pit of your stomach. I just don't want to see us have a relegation battle. So if we can stay clear of that, our best hope is to like get to a cup run would be nice, but I'm fucking probably dreaming on that front. But our best hope is to just try, get through, and hope that this owner eventually.
Yeah, but does this feel? Yeah, but does this feel like this is like? I don't want to say this fucking word because I hate it. Transitional season,
mate. We're in a transitional phase until we've got the ownership model changes. Well, honestly, we're going to live in transition. We're going through the change. We won't get our bollocks cut off. We're not willing to take the testosterone. We're not willing to go the full hog because we'll never do it. And this ownership, it's basically like Sullivan is just put on a dress and tell him you're Shirley because that's the cheapest option. He's not going to go. We're never going to transition under this fucking this owner.
And that is the problem.
That is the problem. But do you know what? I'm going to keep being the voice of realism and just say, back the team. If we can go and do you know what West Ham used to be about? It used to be about bucking and diving, staying and fucking hoping that we eventually do get bought out by an owner we got bought out by Icelandic owners and then the fucking bank. That's the most West Ham thing to ever happen. We've got billionaire ownership in the banking system collapsed in their country, right? We've, to a certain extent, ever since Egghead, Magnuson, sold up, we've been in the same boat, mate. And we had a bit of a glory time, obviously, with Europe. But the reality of the situation is, until the owner changes, we are in tread water, stay up, enjoy a couple of games a season, beating your rivals, old school West Ham shit, where you used to love it if you could beat your United or beat your Spurs, and we'll just have to dine out on that for the time being. And we're going to be rolling with them punches, mate. We're going to get slapped a couple of times this season. We're going to beat a couple of our rivals with performances like we did against Nottingham Forest. It'll probably be enough to keep us up. You know, I wish I could say to you, oh, something's going to happen, but like, I'm too realistic. Sullivan will not change his mind on the way he's running this football club.
He needs to go, mate.
In his pocket, mate. But keep up what you're doing and applying pressure. Keep up the United meaning something. Good on Hammers United. Good on the protest organisers. I'm going to this one. I've told you I didn't go to all the other ones. All the gammons were saying unless you were there fighting Millwall on the bridges, you're not West Ham. Fuck off, I am West Ham. I was just born in 1989. Let's stay together. Stop banging on at each other about who's the biggest West Ham fan and sticking our dicks on the table, and put the pressure firmly back on Sullivan. By the way, even if we do well and start looking like we're going to finish 9th or 10th, keep up the noise in the fucking media, mate, because they are talking about him more than they've ever spoken about him.
And shout out to Crofty and all.
Oh, mate, well, how good was that? Because I'm a casual F1 fan, but how fucking good was that?
Oh, mate, and when I saw it and I see Crofty sort of saying about it, I thought, yeah, fucking fair play, mate. Fair play. Do you know what I mean? Right, Mark, I'll let you go, mate.
Nice,
Take
mate.
it easy.
Have a good evening, days. Take it easy.
Take care, man. Right, let's bring Hawkins family in. How you doing, mate?
How you doing? Good?
All good, mate. All good. What are you saying about the current affairs at West Ham, mate?
Well, mate, it's just a normal circus, isn't it, really? Now, obviously, the game the other day I was absolutely over the moon with that last, the formation change, the changes that came on, I thought were brilliant. He's just got to stick to that now, though. He can't go back to how he was before, or he's just going to be in trouble, isn't he, really?
Yeah.
Regarding that, the transfer situation, I think from what I can get because obviously there's a lot of everyone's probably got mates that support all different clubs around, but a couple of my friends are Villa fans, Newcastle fans, and they're having the same issues. And I think it's a PSR thing. As much as I am completely with you guys on the Sullivan out thing, but I do think a lot of these clubs that are outside the big six are constantly having their hands tied behind their back all the time, and it's just a right pain in the arse when it comes to getting transfers over the line. I just think, I know we do our business really shit and it's always last minute and fucking tin pot all the time, but I do think some of these other clubs, it ain't just us, basically, is what I'm saying. You know,
the only thing I say on that is that it feels like to me that they was trying to push Paqueta out the door to generate funds to go and sign players.
Yeah.
When they've already got money here in the first place to go and sign players. Right. The Charlie Cresswell signing, I just don't understand why they're not going after that player. Like that's like he's English, he's homegrown, he's a young centre half who's done very, very well at under 23 level. He plays for Toulouse out in France. So he's got European pedigree. He started his career at Millwall. He started his career at Leeds, and then he went to Millwall, and then obviously he got the move to Toulouse. I just don't understand. I think PSR is fine. I just don't think Sullivan's prepared to invest in his club. Now, the only thing I
agree.
The only thing I say on this before I let you land, is that is he restricting his spend because he's looking to sell? That's the only thing.
I mean, I didn't even think about that, to be honest. I mean, you could be right there. He could be, but it's such a tough one because I think it's one of those things where with the board, like they do what they need to do to survive. They never go that extra mile, which we need a club like us to do. Otherwise, because we've, as much as we have got some commercial value now, like we are known about around Europe now, thanks to the success we had recently. Because we're not in the same sort of bracket. Like you look at people like teams like Villa, they've got the historical side to their club as well. Like they've got European trophies, whereas we're new to that. So we've got that pull abroad now a little bit more. You'd think that we would have that sort of, I guess, God, what's the word? I can't think of the word. You know, like we'd be able to put that money in, but it seems like we've not progressed. I thought once we had that European win and, you know, consistently in Europe for 3 years, I thought this was just going to be where we stay now. Like we're going to be there. I can accept the fact that we're not always going to be in Europe, but at the very least, be a top 10 contender between 10th and 7th. Mate, I'd be over the moon with that every year of a West Ham fan. I don't want us to, as much as I'd love to feel the dream of qualifying for Champions League. Of course, we all would.
Yeah.
Would be well out of our depth, but it'll be just something I want to experience as a fan more so than anything. And the European football, just knowing that we're within touching distance and we have, you know, a good run of form, we have the odd good bit of a good player here or there that gets us over that line for that season, just to give that, because I've not been up to the London Stadium for a while. I'm not a season ticket holder or anything, so I don't really go very often. I only go like a couple of times a year, if that.
Right.
But those European nights I went to, and it was some of the best time as a fan I've had. And that's all I want again. I'm happy with the Thursday night football. I want us to get back to the point where we're a respected club. At the moment, I feel like the media just don't respect us at the moment, and I feel like we're just being basically walked all over. People are taking the piss. They're looking at West Ham as easy points, and that's fucking doing me head in as well now. You know,
It is true. It is true. Before I let you go,
Yep.
How would you rate this window out of 10?
Do you know what? This is a tough one to say because I rated our last window fucking really high, and it ended up going to shit. So I would say, I think it's helped. Fernandez has helped based on his performance yesterday, but that's early doors. I can't really talk. I'm going to say a 4, maybe a 5, not much more. I mean, if he comes out absolutely a blinder, then and we end up getting out of this shit because of his inclusion in the midfield. I mean, it could end up being a brilliant window, but I guess about a 4 or 5.
Yeah. It's an hard one for me because obviously seeing Mo go to Spurs and everything that's happened over this last sort of 7-8 weeks, especially throughout the summer, it's been a hard window to sort of witness.
Yeah.
I think we've got rid of everyone that we needed to get rid of, but we still need to get rid of another lot, and maybe that's going to take another year. But
If
Paquetá
goes, that'll be a 0. Go down to 0.
Yeah,
And I agree. We know when you said about Antonio fucking signing after all it, I can see that happening and all. That couldn't be any more West Ham. That's the West Ham way in a nutshell.
Oh dear. Yeah. As I choke on my water. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, no, I was saying that's West Ham way in a nutshell. But I mean, if we keep Paquetá now and we maybe get one more, I'll be interested more in is it Desali from Chelsea? I'll be more interested in him because he'd be young, he's athletic, he's a strong lad, and he needs game time. And I think we're the type of club that would probably suit him and give him more game time than Chelsea. So we'll get him through the door, I'd be happy. But I think a 5 is fair. 5 is actually being a bit generous, but 4, I'd say.
Yeah. All right, man. I'll let you go. Take it easy.
Nice chatting to you. Take it easy.
All the best, mate. Excuse me, as I nearly choke on some water. Another good caller there from Hawkins family. Right, let's get to Sid. Good evening, gentlemen. James, you know the Sullivan likes to divide and conquer this the fan base. He most certainly does, mate. I agree with you on that. Do you notice we are mugged off because? Do you notice that we are mugged off because of Sullivan? How many times we get quoted a price, but other teams get it cheaper? Very, very true. Very true point, that is. I see it today with Harvey Elliott. Like, loan with an obligation to buy 35 mil. We get quoted 50 mil for him. So, Igor has an option to buy. Sky Sports have just confirmed that Sterling is staying at Chelsea. Well, he's on a nice bit of bunts there, isn't he? Right. If there's anyone else, let's have a look. See if there's anyone else who wants to jump on and have their say. Do you know what I mean? But let's have a look on social media. Well, and wait to see if anyone else wants to come on and have their say about this transfer window. We've had some good people come on today, though. We'll say that. Right, let's investigate. We've got nothing of any note. Oh dear. Igor. I'm not convinced on Igor. I really am not. Like, I just think that's just we're clutching at straws there. One thing I am happy about, and I know this window has been a bit mental. Lookman's deal to Bayern has fallen through. West Ham, if you want to go and get a player that appeases the fans, go and get Lookman, mate. But that won't happen. Right, who else we got here? Nothing's really happening, if I'm being honest. All I'm seeing is Igor. I'm going to read some comments out from people. Yeah, Igor certainly isn't exciting to say the least. Same, it seems like it'd be him instead of the likes of Cresswell. Like Igor over Cresswell. Like that's the one that sort of I look at and think, well, why? Why don't you just go and get him? You got to get Cresswell now. Aguerd and Emerson have gone. I completely agree with you on that, mate. What else? Disassi will happen. I think it's one of them. I'll be very shocked if West Ham sign both of them on loan. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no way we're paying the money for Disassi. I wonder what fee Disassi would be though. Igor's loan move to Crystal Palace is currently off as he's called by the player has decided to join West Ham. Liverpool are waiting to see the impact of Mark Gay. Oh dear. Mark Gay for 35 mil. Liverpool have spent 400 million. And we can't even spend 100 million. Or just about. So, what else we got here? See what Matt's got to say. Shout out to Matt, wherever Matt is. Sullivan has seen yesterday and decided to gamble on 17th based on one game in 4. Until that Maggot goes, he's always going to left short change. Nothing really changes, mate, honestly. And it really pains me to say it, but I'll try and get optimistic. But I sat there this morning and I was editing up the thumbnail for the video right now. And I just had a feeling that West Ham weren't going to do nothing today. I don't know. When I say to do anything, I mean like a centre forward. Like West Ham need a centre forward with pace at this club urgently. And we are now, it's now 8 minutes past 6 UK time. And we're nowhere near it. We're nowhere near getting that done, right? And it's going to be, right, I agree with Aaron on this, yeah. I agree, James. It'll be one of either Disassi or Igor, right? I think it's probably going to be Igor, right? It ain't going to be Disassi because that's too much money. And Igor's peanuts, really. But it just feels like, like it's like we've had a positive result. We should be bouncing now, going right. Who are we going to sign? Right, let's go into the international break with a bit of positivity. Going into the international break with fucking Igor is really taking the piss, isn't it? Really, but Charlie Cresswell not coming. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a shame. Ford says Charlie Cresswell incoming. Fake news. It was on the title, mate. I will change the title, but I can't change it right now because I'm currently live. But I will change the title and say Charlie Cresswell no go as well. Do you know what I'm saying? But I won't change it till I end this stream at 7 o'clock. So you know what I mean? Hold no offense, people. There is no clickbait or fake news here. I thought he was on his way today. Like I really don't know. I agree with what Hammer says there, yeah. West Ham will regret not signing Cresswell one day. I think we are mugs, mate. So, like to not sign in now is really criminal. Right. And if he goes somewhere else and smashes it, which I can see, Palace turned down Igor on his injury concerns. Fuck, another one. We are going to be injury hit FC. The only positive that I can look at right now is that we're only going to play one game a week, yeah, all the way up to probably Christmas, where the games are going to come thick and fast. Now, you know how it works over Christmas. You play sort of like week, and then all of a sudden, bang, you start having like games 3 days, 4 days, all the way up to the end of the year. That's where I'm going to be concerned when we've got to keep turning over games, big games. And I think we've got Liverpool in there, Brighton in there. We've got some really big games in there. But I'll get James in there and hear what James has got to say for himself. James, welcome, mate.
How you doing?
What you saying?
Listen, I did not think for 1 minute that we was going to get any more signings after, is it Hernandez? I just didn't see it because you know what Sullivan's like. He'll go like, oh, we've got them a couple, now we're stopped. Like they never go the whole hog and go, right, let's fucking transform this team, give Potter a chance. Like at the end of the day, we can all sit here. We all sat here yesterday. The win was brilliant. We've got Spurs next. hopefully them players will come out fighting and you go and beat Spurs. But I really didn't see him signing anymore. It's just not his way, is it? Have you, in all the years that Sullivan's been in this club, was it 15 years? Have you ever known him to just go, right, I'm going to empty the coffers, get them the players they want? He don't. He'll go and get a Will Shorthouse player who the managers don't want and go, that'll do you. That's just the way. That's the man that runs our club. Sadly, as it is, if you had a decent owner, they would say to you, "What players do you want?" Like, look how late all the business has been done. In all honesty, right, James, be honest, it's all been done so fucking late that if you really did need a player, you really needed one, you might have left it too late to get one anyway. So, and this is not the first time. The last few January transfer windows, I try not to get excited as some people. I know some people get really excited and they're there and they're watching every moment, and as every moment passes by, they're getting more and more fucking down because they sit there going, "We ain't done nothing. We ain't done nothing." All I would say to all of you is who get like that, don't. Just remember who owns that club. If we had a decent owner, I could understand it. That I could understand the optimism where everyone goes, "We're going to get someone. We're going to get someone." He has left everything to the last minute. We're lucky to have got the two players we got, in my opinion.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah.
Any.
Right. Lucas Paqueta the other day. Oh, first off, I want to know what your opinion is on that. Second of all, do you think Sullivan would have took the money and reinvested that money into players today?
No, I don't think it. First off, I don't think he would have reinvested it. I think he would have fucking ripped your arm off at the fucking shoulder blade to get money.
I agree.
And I don't think he would have reinvested it. It would have still been the same situation as you've got now. I think Lucas Paqueta is a fantastic player who's just, the last couple of years, what has happened to that man? You have to feel sorry for him. When he done that and he threw the phone away and he was tapping his chest and all that, listen, that's what we want to see as fans, don't it? Like, you want to see people who want to play for the club, and apparently he wants to play, right? That's the way I'm seeing it. We've had it all before with the Marco Arnautovic's and all that. They tap the chest because they're getting a big bumper fucking pay rise, and then, the minute the season's over, they go, "Oh, fuck that, we'll go to China. They'll give me more money." Like, people like that. Now, I know the players apparently loved Arnautovic, but when he done that, like, to me, that's it. He's dead. He's gone. I don't give a shit about Declan Rice. People say, people. Declan Rice comes back to West Ham and people cheer him. I swear to God, I'd never cheer him if he come in that ground. If I was in there, I couldn't. It's not in me to do it. If you play for West Ham, I love you. But if you leave in a snidey way, I can't, have anything to do with you again. It's like, back in the 80s, when we sold Cotty didn't want to go to Everton. He didn't want to go, but the Kearns brothers wanted the money. So, he had no choice. Off he goes. When he came back, he was welcomed back, but he was only half the player that he was when he left.
The reason is, right, the reason is, James, is that Saturday night, I done a space on X and we was all talking about it, and I feel that the ownership of this club was trying to push him out the door to reinvest the money, maybe not all of it, but maybe even if you sign someone and loan someone, it looks like they've done business, and where Paqueta has basically turned around and give him the two fingers and said, "No, I'm fucking staying." That does enough for me to say that, it was always Sullivan pushing it, because the player's never pushing this deal, never, right? He's like, because my argument is why would you want to go to Aston Villa? And no disrespect to Aston Villa is quite a big club, right, in their own right, but why would you go from being potentially going to Man City to then going to Aston Villa unless a bid's come in and then our owner's going, "Well, you might need to go"? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, totally. What happens is like you would have had Paqueta's agent would have like Villa would have got in touch with his agent, said we're interested in the move. Then they talk to the club and go like da, and for the money that they was talking about was I could be wrong, but I was led to believe it was 5 million up front and 40 million later on, which actually is a loss on Paqueta over the period of time, because I think we met a lot of the clauses in the contracts. Like I think a lot of them were met when we got into Europe and won the final. So Paqueta potentially could have cost us 50 something million. Why you would sell a player who's got that much skill? Look, I know it. Like, look, people go, oh, he makes bad passes and this, that, and the other. He loses the ball, which occasionally you do. But when you're that attacking, when you're that attack-minded, that's going to happen. You're going to play flicks and, things over the top that ain't going to come off, and you will lose the ball sometimes. But you also have to agree that Paqueta is a grafter. And for the club to even want to sell him when we've had such a bad start to the season just doesn't make any sense. Like,
Right.
I don't know whether Sullivan's doing a cash grab, to sell. That, I know people got one of your viewers got a bit pissed off at me for calling them a name, but like to sell our second biggest rivals a player. Now you can't really count Millwall because we ain't been nowhere. Millwall ain't even been in our division for years, right? So the only time that they're really a rival is in a cup game. So Spurs are our biggest rival. Most real West Ham fans, the second result they look at after West Ham is to see if Spurs has lost. That's the first result. Once I know what West Ham's done, I like to see whether Spurs have lost because I hate them with a fucking passion. I find it hard to even talk to people in the pubs. As soon as they tell me they're Spurs fans, I'm like, oh, fuck you. I'm just being honest. I just don't like them. They could be the nicest people in the world. I just don't like them. And I'm just being honest. There are other fans around. There's people over here. There's people fucking Manchester United. They're all over. I can get on with anyone, but I just can't stand Spurs. I've always hated them since I was a kid. Never liked them, and I never will. So to sell them a player, like, listen, they had our pants down over Michael Carrick, fucking Freddie Canute. How many times have we got to sit there and let this club have our pants down and grease us up? You know what I mean? It's fucking nobody likes it.
Yeah, but I look at it on the own. I look right. People think I've got this massive agenda against the ownership, right? And I'm going to be honest, I have.
Yeah, I have.
Right. And my argument is with that. My argument is with this is basically that West Ham will never kick on under this ownership. Never. Yeah. This window for me, I'm going to ask you a question now. Yeah. Is what would you rate this window out of 10 for you?
I was thinking about this actually before I come on here because you asked the guy before, right? And I've got to say, for me, it's a 3. I'll tell you why. Not because we've got bad players, but we moved a load of players on, right? And we let a load go at the end of the year, plus 2 loan players, right? And you barely replaced them. 2 of the ones you replaced them with have been free transfers, and the other ones, although they're good, they're young. They ain't actually what you would call established. So, like, although they may come good, and if you ask me in January and we're sort of like 8th, 10th, 12th in the league, I'll turn around and go, oh, maybe that window was a 6 or 7. But for me at the moment, it's a 3. And I would just like to point something out. The reason that we're so bad at buying players is you're talking to a man who's only ever sold sex toys. He's sold dildos. That's it. That's all he's ever done. So when he's buying players, he probably thinks he's buying the new fucking dildo, like the fucking arse Ranger or something. That's all he's ever done.
Right, I've got some news. Yeah, someone's just sent it in the WhatsApp group. Igor's done deal. apparently that's a done deal, right?
Yeah.
Sullivan offered 13 million for Cresswell, where they wanted 17 million for him.
But James, like, listen, I've heard you say this before. Pay the extra. Cresswell's a fucking good player. That how old's this Igor? 27, isn't he?
I think so, mate. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
So let's say they give him a 3-year contract. Like most central defenders, by the time they hit 30, 32, their bodies have had it. They take fucking whacks non-stop, you know, like from big forwards like that, Chris Woods, you know, they get knocked about a lot. So when you've got one that's Cresswell's age, what is he, 22, something like that? You know, they've got a good 8, 9 years in front of them. There's a lot of sell-on value. This is where we're short-sighted. If you keep getting players that have got no sell-on value, that's why your PSR is always going to look like shit, because you know they're coming to the end of their, like, I ain't been horrible. Jared Bowen, what's Jared Bowen going to be worth in 2 seasons? He'll be 31. There'll be no 40, 50, 60 millions for Jared Bowen. He's a good player. He's a great player. And I don't even want to see him leave. I want to see him stay at the club for the rest of his career. But I'm just saying, what we paid for him, you're never going to see anything other than what you've seen on the pitch. There's no sell-on value. And that's why we get in so much trouble. Like all of these players we bought Antonio for what, 7.5 million off of Nottingham Forest. He stayed until he got old, and then he had the car accident and all that. He's gone on a free. So there was absolutely at no point was there a sell-on value for Antonio. Like you've got to have, like, I know it's mad, but in the modern day football, you've got to be able to buy players that can retain a sell-on value, and that's why, like, he's bought a couple of them young uns, and I'll give credit for that, because they'll have a selling value. But that's Graham Potter. That ain't David Sullivan. You don't think for 1 minute David Sullivan wanted that a Manson? Now we've just got Somerville back. He will have a decent sell-on value if he continues that way. But he's already lost literally what, a season, 3/4 of a season because of his hamstring. And let's face it, players who have hamstring problems, usually they come back because they're quick, like Michael Owen. Michael Owen always had problems with his hamstrings. So hopefully it's not, but you have got to have players with a sell-on value. To just keep buying like players who are 20. Look at Zuma. We bought Zuma. What did we get 2 seasons out of him before his knees were fucking? Did you ever see the picture of his knees?
Yeah, I did, mate. I did.
I mean, that was ridiculous. It was like he had 2 basketballs in fucking down his trousers. You know, listen, I liked him. Go on, sorry, I know I'm rambling.
Yeah, but I'm just looking. Basically, it's looking like Igor and Disassi. I can't see Disassi getting done. I can't.
That's the Chelsea boy, isn't it?
Yeah, the Chelsea boy. I just can't see it. I'm reading here. West Ham want to sign before the deadline. No agreement at this stage. I think Disassi will probably look at it and stay there. I'm quite. I don't know how to feel. If you want to be honest, right? I don't know how to feel.
What would you give this window? And you can include that Eagle. What would you give? I suppose with this new player, you got to say maybe 5.
Right, let's go through it stages. Right, goalkeeper. We've got rid of Fabianski. We've brought in Madsen Manson.
I thought Manson looked good. Did you think the Manson looked good yesterday?
I thought he was okay, right, but he wasn't really tested. I need to see him when he's tested in games where he's getting loads of shots at him and
but they did put a lot of crosses. They had a lot of corners, James, didn't they? Loads.
Right, so
I thought he done all right. Yeah, go on.
So I look at him and I think, yeah, good signing. Right, Potter's got rid of a lot of shit at the club and a lot of bad news at the club and all. Like Nathan Gued, bad news. I'm not going to say Emerson's bad news, but like Emerson's gone. You've got rid of Cresswell. You've got rid of Antonio. You've got rid of a lot of people, like a lot of people on high wages. Edson Alvarez.
Apparently,
You've got rid of all
Apparently,
them.
you save 600, 600, 700 grand a week. I don't know how true that is, but if that is true, that's a
Right.
fucking lot.
So we've saved a lot of money, right? We've signed Mateus Fernandez, which I think is an excellent signing.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Magassi, I don't know about, so I'm gonna have to see how he pans out. But we've signed him. The issue I've got is that West Ham haven't replaced the striker situation, and we've got two injury-prone strikers up front in a team that doesn't score many goals. That's a problem for me, right? And West Ham should have been out today and got two players, a centre forward, a centre half, and I think we would have been fine. This feels like, to me, it's like we're gonna make do with what we got, and if we do get an injury to a player, i.e. for Krug or Wilson, right, we're going to start moving players from the right wing, i.e. Jared Bowen, to the centre, and then Paqueta's going to go up front. And I don't particularly like that, because I think Bowen on the right is where his best sort of position is. If I was rating this window out of 10 right now, I'd give it a 4. I really would.
See, that's like me. I said 3, but maybe with the other player 5. But like, I'd say 4 is going dead smack bang in the middle, because we are like you said, 2 or 3 injuries, and all of a sudden you're in fucking deep shit. You know what I mean? But the thing is everybody knows that Sullivan only wants to finish 17th. If you get above that, that's the level of his ambition. That he ain't got no ambition. I always sit. The thing that blows me, my mind is not the thing that blows me. That's my old woman. Right, anyway, the thing that blows my mind is when I sit there and I think, surely these other directors, your Daniel Kaczynski, Trip Smith, the Golds, they're all worth a lot of money, right? Surely they must sit there and think to themselves, we've got to do something about this. I know he's the major shareholder, but he's not the only shareholder. So you have to sit there and think, well, surely like they're going like, we need better than this. If we drop out of this league, we're going to be worth like half the price. I think he values us at 800 million, Sullivan. Which is crazy, because we don't own the stadium. All you own is the playing staff, really.
Yeah.
Which, if you look on that pitch right now, you can probably turn around and go, right, the back line and the Manson, 120 million. The midfield, probably another 100 million.
Yeah.
And up front, probably 40 million. So where they get the 800 million from, I don't know. Like to me, they're probably 300 or 400 million off of what the real value is. I'd love to see the club sold. I would even go down to see the club sold to somebody who actually came in and gave a single fuck. Someone who would turn around and go, look, we all know there probably ain't that many West Ham fans out there with spare 800 million floating around in their pocket, right? But if you got a businessman come in who actually cared, who wanted to see the team do well, I'd be only too fucking pleased to see Sullivan go. I've hated them since the day they come in. I knew they were way back in the 80s. I knew David Sullivan was, and it's crazy when you think someone like me who was going, I've been going over West Ham for 49 years. So I've seen relegations, cup wins, fucking good players, shit players, Lou Macari, Avram Grant. I've seen some bad managers. I've seen some bad owners. Len Kearns, Terry Ram. Now these shit houses, you know what I mean? The only good owners were the Icelandics. And they
They did, mate. They did. Right, James, I'm going to let you go, mate. Take it easy.
Yeah,
All the best.
have a good day. Let's hope something else happens. Like I ain't too despondent. Like at least we've got a defender in, which we needed. Whether he turns out to be any good, I've never seen him play. Have you ever seen him play?
I most certainly did. I've seen him play a few times. He's bad, but yeah. Take it easy, James. That's been James. Passionate as ever. I've got 30 minutes to go, and I have done this stream in 2 hours and 15 minutes, which is quite good going. Chuck your comments in. Let me know what you think on the situation at West Ham currently right now. I'm just looking. There's nothing happening, mate, other than Igor. Igor looks like he's in the fucking building. I'm not going to get gassed up about fucking Igor, mate. Honestly, I'm looking at it. Hold on a minute. Look. Oh, look at this. Look. Fabriziano, mate. You're in the mud. I've looked at this and I've gone, fuck me. Palace have only gone and got him, right? Look who that is. That's Igor. Fabriziano needs to fucking retire, mate, I think. And then people have gone in the mud. What is all that about, mate? He posted that at 7 minutes past 11 this morning. So everyone, he's not gone to there. He's gone to Palace, apparently. So, you know, fucking what a absolute wally, mate. He should give up, mate. He should really give up. I'm gonna write a message here. Have a day off, please. Sake, mate, he needs to retire. He generally needs to retire, mate. Like, he's letting himself down now. Like, he's in the mud about the Paqueta situation. Now he's in the mud with this. He's just in the mud in general, isn't he? Let's be real. Let's have a look. See else. Right, Freddie Potts is at Vicarage Road ahead of completing a loan move to Watford. Huge statement signing for the Hornets. So Freddie Potts is going to Watford. That tells me he's not that. He's just not ready, is he? I'm a bit gutted about that because it feels like to me that we're rewarding shit by getting rid of decent up and coming players. Like, look, I'll show you this now. Like, as this there, look. No, I'm disappointed on that, man. I did read it in the chat, and I was sort of taking notice of it, but no, Watford. Yeah, what is going on at our club, mate? Honestly, nothing of any note. George Murphy is considering his options, and basically he's likely to stay. Apparently, it's fake news about Potts. Everyone saying it's even after the post. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Someone else said it just a minute ago. If Potts does get loaned out, because I don't see where he plays. If you want me to be honest, where does he play? Right, he ain't going to play in front of Fernandez, Magassa, Ward-Prowse, Souček, Irving, Rodriguez. So Potts is like seventh choice. So yeah, they're all seeing it, and from the post, no one else has said it bar him. Well, fucking hell, no one's really going to sort of mention that. They're probably going to leave it till late. But if Potts does get loaned out, and I don't even know what's happening with Callum Marshall either, which is a bit of a concern. What we got? Let's have a look. Let's see what else they've said in here. There's nothing happening, mate, is there? James, can I give you a bit of advice and some where everyone here forgets about the next 20 minutes? I'd grab a cup of tea, coffee, beer, whatever, and enjoy your Monday night. It's over, lads. I will go to the end. So, you know what I mean? We will talk politics. We will talk life. We will talk all things non-West Ham related, if you like. So, yeah. Hayden says, I think this is a good for Potts and us, gives him first team football in a good league. Yeah, don't go to bed, as Gary says there. Fucking hell, mate. Don't go to bed. I'm a bit pissed off, mate, with today. I really am. Like, really, really am. I just do not understand it. People are saying that Charlie Cresswell's now. That someone else has said this, right? Charlie Cresswell has landed at the airport, making a last-minute signing. how can West Ham, right, go from yesterday's sort of glory? Look at that. Look, there you go. Is our Wolford there? Look. I actually think that's a good signing. That is a signing that should have been made last summer. Right? Do you know what I'm saying? And for some reason, it is what it is. Will you be getting another greyhound after Rancho? He should have stayed at Pompey. Rancho is going to a new home. I'm sorting it out as we speak, and he should have stayed at Pompey. Really, Pompey fans love him. So, God knows why he's gone to Watford. Guido, well, here we go. I've got a comment here from West Ham Van Zone. He's a subscriber to the channel. Guido Rodriguez, Maxwell Cornet, and Andy are still employed by West Ham United with 40 minutes of the transfer window left. That is embarrassing, isn't it? I'll read that comment out. We'll just do some comments on the old Twitter. Like, that is so true. Like, that is so true, right? How the fuck is Guido Rodriguez still at this club? Like, honestly, right? As he's still here, right? He wanted to leave last year and he's still here. It's like we just can't even give this geezer away. I'd love to know if West Ham had any bids in for him. Like any bids that they thought, you know what to take. Sully rubbish. I hope the protests still go ahead. I think the protests will go ahead, mate. I think people have had enough. If I'm being honest, I've had enough. I just want this owner gone. For the sake of the club, I want this owner gone. And I think it proves it today. Was the last player we saw, I don't know. One turned out to be great, didn't he? I don't know who that is. Oh, dear me. What we got? Let's have a look. I think it's been very professional, actually. Yeah, listen, Cornet's been all right, mate. At least he's turned up for training and stuff. At least that's a start, isn't it? Let's have a look. Fan zone. I don't know who that is. Oh, it's going to bug me who that is. Dear me. I think Brownhill's going Saudi. Has he blagged the move to Saudi? Honestly, Brownhill's got a club yet. I think it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, we sign Igor. And basically he comes in as the sort of like another player to come into the midfield, especially if Potts goes. Imagine if Potts goes on loan and we bring Brownhill in. Yeah, it's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. It is well and truly over. Big Josh on the Saudi pay train. Quite frankly, fair play to him. He's if he's blagged that, I think he's on his way to us, mate. I've always said this. He'll come in late, right? Once the window shuts, where's a free transfer? He'll end up someone like us. It wouldn't surprise me. It all depends who goes out. If Earthy goes, if Potts goes, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm just having a look. I'm seeing a lot of stuff, but you know, nothing of any sort of nature. Right, I've got breaking here. George Earthy has decided to turn down a number of championship clubs to fight for his place at West Ham. Fair play to him. Fair play. Look, there you go. I'll shout out that account, West Ham News and Views. I'll shout you out, mate. No worries. So yeah, that's basically that. Someone says here, underwhelming transfer deadline day for the Hammers. Once again, the opportunity was there to build momentum from a positive result yesterday, and we failed to do so. Like, we've gone from trying to build like from yesterday to yet again just nothing. I'll give up. Do you know what? I actually give up getting the ump anymore, if I'm being truthfully honest. Because what's the point? Like, generally what is the point? I don't know who that is, man. I'm gonna have to make another. Best analogy is we've gone from building our house. There we go. The best analogy here is we've gone from building our house up to getting the sandbags out to ride out the coming storm. Do we have 20 minutes to get the Igor done? Well, apparently people are saying to me it's done. That's what people are saying to me. I'm getting messages saying it's done. There's Danny, nice bloke. Oh, mate, what is going on at this club? Honestly. Sullivan's just signed this geezer. Don't know who he is. Some youngsters are going to the sort of youth set up. Earthy wants to start West Ham because his mum won't be around to do the cooking and washing. Fair enough. Forget the last 15 minutes. Sully's sleeping. Do you know what? I'm going to ask you now in the chat. I've got 103 of you who's in here, and some of you's been in here all the way through. How do you feel? I want you to put your comments in and let me know how you feel in regards of basically this situation currently right now. Like, for me, I'm going to be honest, I'm deflated today. I was expecting a centre forward to come in at this club, right? Someone who wasn't the best. Yeah, I'm not asking to spend like 50 million, but I was expecting a centre forward to come into this club with a bit of pace and hopefully someone to come in. I've seen Victor Boniface go to Werder Bremen, and I don't understand it. And look, that's a great comment from Iggy. Yeah, Brian Brobby has completed his Sunderland medical in the Netherlands. Sunderland paying 17.3 million plus 4 million add-ons for the Dutch striker. That was a player that we was linked with in the January window, and we didn't get him. And Sunderland had just gone over there, got the player, made the player have a medical over there. You know, do you know what? That's a great comment. That's exactly how I feel. I feel let down today. I felt like yesterday was a result that we could build on. And now I just feel flat again. I feel like, you know what? What's the point? Like what's the point? Like, this Igor deal, I've not seen it. I've not seen a here we go from fucking Fabriziano, but you can't even take that serious now with him. Especially with the way he's carrying on. Look, and this is it, right? This is gonna fucking irate me what I'm about to tell you. Right? Do you remember when I said to you, someone told me, yeah, about a striker from Metz? Yeah. He's just been signed by Udinese. It's a guy from as a new striker loan with an obligation to buy. And West Ham pulled out of the deal. Udinese have agreed the deal to sign Ngissa Gay from Metz as a new striker with a loan with an obligation to buy. That is fucking absolutely like. I'm writing a tweet. We are a joke. If you and I know for a fact, and I know this, yeah, because the geezer who told me was there that night, right? He turned around and said that they don't believe the kid can make it in the Prem. That's what I was told, right? Udinese have gone and signed him, yeah. Even if you get him on loan, like, fuck it now. Yeah, I remember you talking about Gay. I think you said he's pretty good fit for us with the youth crossing ability. You know, it's like I'm seeing stuff like that, and then that's where it angers me. What's it? He's got something wrong again because of us. Like, and he's been sitting there as a striker all throughout the window. It's a gay, right? And West Ham have just walked away from it again. Like, you know, why? I'll tell you what, right? If we pick up a few injuries, we're in trouble. Big time. Big time. If we pick up injuries, if we pick up any injury to a key player, just say, for instance, Bowen gets injured, right? I know he's a big player for us, and anyone who loses a player of that caliber in any of their sides is going to struggle. But I look at the two strikers. I think Wilson's doing all right, but I need to see him from the start. Falk's shit at the minute. Falk's absolutely crap at the minute, right? So that's a problem for me straight away. We've got a mixed bag defence, which in a back four we might be all right with. Right, in a five it just doesn't work. But then we're letting players go who potentially could come in and do a job for us, even for 6 months. Fucking joke, mate. Absolute joke. Look, and someone just says there, we passed up on how many loans? And then West Ham Dan says, I can't believe we've allowed this. Worst possible end to the window. That was looking decent a few days ago. I completely agree on that comment. Honestly, this club, and someone just says here, we are relegated, unfortunately, James. Like, I'm not going to say we're going to get relegated, right? Not just yet, yeah, because obviously we're going to have to see. But we are playing with fire here. Like, playing with fire. Guido, someone says there, shout out to this comment. Don't worry, James. Guido covers every position. Areola can play up front too. We might have a Areola up front. Do you remember David James many years ago? Anyone of the older generation who's in here will remember David James, the 6'6", I think he is, playing as a centre forward for Manchester City. Yeah, you know what is going on. N5 Hammer, hope you're well, mate, wherever you are. On such a high after Saturday, after Sunday. And now this shambles. That fucking striker who's gone on loan to Udinese, that one's pissed me right off. Right, I wish I never looked at my phone now, because that's really, really grinded me, because I know for a fact that they was looking at him for ages, and for some crazy reason they think they've gone without it. This is what I mean about Kimias. Surgery confirms Santi stays at AC Milan. So many people, mate, having their opinions online. Someone says here, yeah, cheers, Sullivan. You knew us winning yesterday meant he was never going to sign players. So us winning the game yesterday has basically turned West Ham into a side that we ain't going to spend. There's no confirmation either of anything. There's no news, Rory, on Disassi at the minute. It's looking like Igor is the man that West Ham are going to be getting from Brighton. It was announced at 11 o'clock today by Fabriziano, who he's been in the mud twice in the space of like 2 days. I can't believe it, mate, today. I really can't. I'm really, 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 really pissed off. Really am. Like, yet again, it's just the same old shit. Like, I look at Fulham, right? Fulham have signed Tyreek George and Chukwueze, is it? Or Chukwueze, or whatever his name is, from Villarreal, right? Winger, flying winger. And like, I don't understand what we're trying to do. Like, I just don't get it. No one can seriously tell me right now, yeah, that they're happy with Krug and Wilson as their two main strikers at this club. Unless you're David Sullivan. It's a guy going to fucking Udinese. That's sickened me. It's absolutely sickened me. Got 9 minutes to the window shuts. Let's have a look, see if there's any chat in there. Fucking joke, mate. Honestly, absolute joke of a club. And people wonder why I've got this sort of hatred. Let's see what fucking Sean had to say. I'm fuming. West Ham try for another permanent signing today. Well, that hasn't happened because it ain't going to be a permanent, it's going to be a loan. But it's too late in the transfer window to conclude it, according to the club sources responding in the last few minutes. A centre-back on loan remains the only probable business in the final hours of the window, but not guaranteed. I'm going to say this. If you haven't signed the petition, go and sign the fucking petition. Please, for the love of Christ. Because I do not understand how anyone can see that these owners are worthy of being representatives to our club. They've had all day today that I knew it. I fucking knew it. When we won yesterday, right, I've done all my videos and I've done all my editing that I had to do. I sat down with the missus and I was editing up and I was talking to her and she said, what do you reckon on tomorrow on the transfer window? And I said, I've got a feeling he ain't going to bring no one in. Right. I think he's going to buckle under the pressure. And basically, where West Ham have won today, he's going to fall back. And what he's done exactly what everyone else is saying. Like all the people that are staunch Sullivan out will know this. He's basically waited for a good result and said, well, we ain't got to spend because West Ham can do it. I am fucking fuming. Fucking fuming. Steve Hill, I hope you're well, mate, wherever you are, mate. I guess they're all banking on Marshall and Cummins as backup strikers. Cummins is out for about 9 months, I think. And if we're asking Callum Marshall to be the saviour, then, you know, I hope he's ready. Igor won't happen. The only West Ham can sign. Sorry about this. Only West Ham can sign a centre back from a team that we've beaten 10-0. We are Tosh. We bought him after 10-0. Rinse and repeat. 100% James. The 3-0 result made Sullivan's mind up till Christmas. You know we are limp along. I don't think Grammy will go up top, mate, AJ, if I'm being real. I just can't see it myself. I'm not seeing no confirmation on Igor either, which if he don't get done, then it's a joke. It's a joke, really. What's this? We finally, someone says here, what's this? We finally found our Craig Dawson replacement. Oh my God, West Ham bros. For Igor. Nothing. Not seeing nothing. It looks like this is from Steinberg. Yeah, he's just literally posted right now. It looks like it will be Igor to West Ham on loan if they can sign a centre back. They have been in talks with Chelsea over Diassi, so it's looking like Igor. So that's basically what it is. Look, I'll show you the proof. It was done 3 minutes ago, and that is it from Mr. Jacob Steinberg. What the fuck is going on, mate? Honestly, I'm actually so angry that they've just took the piss and done nothing today. And they've gone on. Right, what it is, it happens every single fucking time. right? I know people say I know Dell's saying in the chat there, Igor is a hard nut, but Brighton's 5th choice though. He might be an hard nut, but can he defend? I want to see defenders. I don't want to see fucking. If I want to see an hard nut, I'll go down to the local fucking gym or go down to the nightclubs and see bouncers outside, mate, who can have it, who can have a row. I can't believe that they've let that Ingrissa Gay. I can't believe they let him go, and the geezer's gone on loan. For fuck's sake. At least Paqueta has another Brazilian friend. Yeah, fucking hell, we've got a Brazilian samba class happening in front of our eyes, haven't we? Right, we've got 3 minutes, people. It's like New Year's Eve, isn't it? It's like New Year's Eve. Smash a like on the video, goes a long way. Really helps me out and the boys on here. Right, Bobby's just sent me something. There is a reason, and I don't know whether Bobby's in the chat or not, but he's just sent me this. Right, I'm going to read it out to you. What's going on here? Right, there is a reason Igor was Brighton's 5th choice. The geezer is wank, and he's tagged. I'm going to like it. We've gone for a 5th choice defender because we can't find anything better. Do you know what? I actually am. I'm so angry with that, mate. So angry. What is the point? What is the point? Do you know what? 4 years ago today, right? I'll say this. I'm going to leave it on a positive because as this window shuts. 4 years ago today, I started E20 Zone TV, which I'm going to be honest, I'm very, very proud of where the channel's got to. Could I have more subscribers? Yeah, obviously, I would like more subscribers. I would have hoped I would have got to about 10,000 by now. But listen, it's a slow progress. I'm doing it pretty much on my own. I am having people on and everything like that. So I'm happy how it's going. I had a lovely message from a gentleman the other day, turning around and saying to me, James, I remember when you was gonna shut it down in January 24, and basically he said you kept it going, which is good. So I always appreciate the message. Always appreciate the people in the chat and people who always been in the chat. So yeah, it's 4 years ago today, mate. Fucking hell. Sometimes I wish I never bothered. But this is really, really grinded me today. It really has. And do you know what? The Igor deal, people are saying it's done. People are saying it ain't done. I'm not seeing no clarification that it's done yet. The club don't even know what their finances are on deadline day. How can you not? Why does it take West Ham forever to secure a fucking deal? Look, that's the player that we've signed, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't Jared Bowen. We've signed the geezer that was pony for Fiorentina. And obviously we've got to give him a chance, right? So it is what it is. But this one, that one there, and the window's shut, right? That one there is the one where I am really pissed off with West Ham on that. I really am. Because they've let the geezer go. They've had all opportunities to go. You've let Boniface go today, where you was linked with him, and if West Ham would have pushed, West Ham could have got him over. I'll just give up. I fucking give up, mate. Absolutely disgusting from this fucking ownership. I'm going to hang about for another sort of 15 minutes, yeah, and see if this deal comes through, because I've been sitting here for 2 hours and 15 minutes, and we're going to see. We would have put a deal sheet in an extra hour. Yeah, but why does it take us so long? That's my argument. Why does it take us forever to get a deal done? I don't think I've ever known Sullivan to do a deal quick time, anytime. And do you know what it is? I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to see what the narrative is now of what they're going to say. And I swear to God, if they turn around and say, "Yeah, what it was, we just couldn't find what we was looking for," I will probably just fucking hit the roof, big time, because that is the same narrative that they use all the time. Steve Taylor's saying Igor is a cross between Thiago Silva and Roger Johnson. Keep on going. Yeah, I'm going to go for another sort of 15 minutes, mate. See what's going on. I'm just waiting. I'm just like yous. I'm just sitting here, and look, Ryan said it brilliantly there. We tried. We tried FC. Absolute nothing, mate. Absolute fuck all. Earthy's staying. And we're not hearing nothing about Potts. Unless this news has come through, then obviously not. But I'm on all the WhatsApp groups and nothing's been said. Don't worry, James. We'll always do great business in January. Great. Can't wait. I mean, what is the point? He's downgraded on Aguerd, and they're saying something, bin the deal off. The deal sheets have been given out. Clubs extra 2 hours to get big deals done. Well, it's not really a big deal, is it? It's like, yeah, but it's not like I'm going to read out this one, yeah, and it's from come on you irons or Koi Irons. It is right. Let me show you. I'll show you who it is. Right, that's who it is there. Right. I'm going to read it out. I actually thought David Sullivan had a deadline day masterclass up his sleeve, ready for today. The dwarf has just undone the feel-good feeling from yesterday a bit with the lack of activity. Charlie Cresswell and an attacker on loan would have had everyone buzzing. Right, and I'm going to write a comment saying that I completely agree. I completely fucking agree, mate. I completely agree. And I've just read this out on YouTube. This on YouTube. I'm fucking disgusted with this club, mate. Absolutely disgusted. X says the deal sheets are submitted for fucking Igor Julio Chavez Jr. West Ham and Chelsea. It's just the same fucking recycled bollocks all the time. Disassi was never on the cards, mate. Never. What everyone's saying about Charlie Cresswell, they're bang on. I'm just reading the comments here. Yeah, Charlie Cresswell's there. Why not Charlie Cresswell? Why didn't we pay the extra money? It is the same fucking shit over and over again. Ruben's trying to get me to say no van or no man is coming. West Ham tweeted at the exact time the window shut. Oh, let's have a look, see what they've written. Fucking hell, mate. I'll probably have to do a space in a little while and all. Fucking joke. Joe, I appreciate everyone who's been here today. That's all I'm going to say. It's now 2 hours and 20 minutes I've done on my own. And I appreciate you all being here. So thank you very much. Yeah. Someone just sent me this, yeah? Listen to this. This is West Ham United's owner, David Sullivan, down to a fucking T. Right? The window shuts at 7 o'clock, right? And he puts out about Back with a Bang 5 minutes ago. And the video clip from yesterday. Sign the petition. Get this fucking owner out. Am I being negative? Well, I'm going to ask you something right now. I'm going to turn it over and listen, say what you fucking like about me, yeah? And because I can take it, I'm a big boy. But am I being negative here? Am I being overreactionary? I can't believe that today that they've gone out all day. They haven't secured Charlie Cresswell. They've let that one go. They haven't got a striker at this club that everyone would have needed. If West Ham go and lose the game 3-0 tomorrow, West Ham are doing business today. Like they're doing business today. Yeah. And bringing in Igor is like, right, we're not going to pay the money for Cresswell, so we're just going to find someone to cover a spot right now. Tyler says, no, you're being honest. Can I join or late? I can't because I've already been on. I'm going to wrap this up in a minute, Oliver, mate. So you can jump on next time, mate. Happy anniversary for the channel anyway, James. Keep up the good work. I'm going to respond to Mary. Thank you, Mary, for your kind words. Thank you, Mary, for your kind words and support. Fucking, I am livid. I am absolutely livid. It's beyond. I feel like West Ham have just lost 4-0. I'm literally so fucking angry at the minute. Stay happy, James. You're not, mate. They're just shit. Not at all. The club is screaming for multiple positions, reinforcements. They get a mediocrity defender. Fucking hell. I can't believe it today. I really can't. All right, listen, I understand getting Nathan Guerrero out. I understand getting Emerson out. I understand trying to reshape the squad, but I'm not even pissed off really with Guido and Andy Irving still here. That's not the issue with me. The issue is that if you're going to go and get a defender, right, you just go and get Cresswell. The only thing I can think of why they haven't got him, this is the only thing I can think of right now, why they haven't got him, is because they can't guarantee him first team football. That's the only thing I can think of at the minute that's just come into my head and gone, is that the reason why? Because I don't understand why they've gone for this fucking Igor geezer. Cresswell would not have even broke the bank. Sullivan could have pocketed a good couple of mil and still bought him. Apparently, this is what I read earlier on, is that they wanted 17 million for Cresswell and Sullivan only went in there with 13. That's what I read. Now, whether that's true or not, if that is true, then nah. You know. Peaceful Mind is in the building. He's not, mate, sadly. I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail. The title of the thumbnail. But I can't believe fucking Igor is coming to this club. What they're saying, don't be happy. Bullshit. Makes you, I got a comment here, makes you think we was even in for him at all. He was there, mate. The geezer was fucking there. Well, anyway, it's been a good 4 years. Do you know what I'm saying? So thanks for that. Great 4 years. Never in doubt. Okay, now. Strasbourg have agreed a deal with. See, look, Chelsea are fucking at it again. Look, right? Strasbourg and Chelsea are just doing deals with each other, right, to stop them from PSR. It's so fucking bent now, isn't it? Oh, look, Disassi was reluctant to join West Ham. There you go. So you've wasted your time all day on a player that you was never going to get in the first place because you didn't fancy it, and you could have went out and got Cresswell. I'm not saying don't go to bed. Wait till it's only 7 o'clock. Have you watched Cresswell plus English tax, mate? Let's get to his comment. I think we're still finalising the deal. No, he ain't, mate. He's reluctant to join. He doesn't want to join. James, what did Sullivan do with that loan? Let's get to Joe's comment at the top there. Shout out to Joe. James, what did Sullivan do with the loan and the money for remortgaging the training ground? Where has it gone? It's gone in his pocket, mate. It's gone in his pocket. It really has. I've got a feeling, and I've been saying this for ages, I've got a feeling he sells next year. Right. I've always said this, right? He's reluctantly not going out, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's trying to hold back from spending because Sullivan might be out the door or looking to sell next year or hand it over. See, look, that's a great comment. We was in for Onyedika. I remember doing a video and the deal was looking like it was nearly done, dead. How long did it take to get the Matthias Fernandes deal over the line? 3 weeks it took to get that Fernandes deal over the line. James, you say it every year. Well, on this one, mate, I think it's absolutely disgusting. And I'm going to be honest. I think it's absolutely disgusting that we've not gone out today. We've not gone out and got a proper centre half instead of one on fucking loan who's 5th choice at Brighton. And I think it's disgusting that we haven't got a striker at this club. We've got 2 aging strikers at this club. And whatever you think of Krug or Wilson, right, where's the young up and coming striker? Where's the cover for that? And do you know what's going to happen? Right. I'm just thankful that we've only got 1 game a week. That's the only thing. Hold on. Right. I've got a thing here. Right. Let's have a look. Let's see what people think on this. Fucking hell. This is going to be fun. The transfer window has closed. Right. Rate your club's window out of 10. Right. I'm going to read through the comments. 3 out of 10. Right. I'm gonna put a comment in a minute and say 4. Right, 4 out of 10. Well, I've gone 4. Fuck it. 5. We've got. Oh, you got a lot of mixed fans in there, but for me, this window's 4 out of 10. Fucking shambles. Absolute shambles. Fucking Igor today, mate. Yeah, of course it is, mate. Fucking sooner Sullivan fucking passes on, the better, mate. Honestly. And I say it quite openly. I don't really care. All right, this geezer's fucking robbing us blind. Mate, I should have known. I should have known it, right, today. Right, I should have fucking known. When the result happened yesterday, I should have known that he was gonna pull the anchor bridge up and say nah. Nah. Rich, you can say about head loss all you like, mate. Right, I'll tell you what. If you think that's fucking this has been a good window, then you're having a laugh. Nothing on that. Nothing on that. Nothing on that. The fucking amount of media spill that has happened over the last 48 hours. I'm actually glad this window is fucking finally shut. I'm probably going to have a week off. Not doing nothing content related. We've got Bowen. See, look, that's a great comment. And I agree. We are a Bowen injury away from a disaster. I can't believe I'm saying it, but if Bowen gets injured, if Wilson gets injured, if we get a couple of injuries, we're fucked. We've kept all the good players, Bowen, Paqueta, Kilman, and signed some good young players. Right, you need to stop gaslighting. Peaceful mind. Right, I'm not doing the gaslighting, son. No. We're not doing gaslighting on here. Right, and I'm not buying that shit. I really am not. We've kept all our best players, but Sullivan tried to sell our best player 48 hours ago. He was the one who was trying to push him out the door. So yeah, I'm not buying this gaslighting no more. If you think this has been a good window, then what do you mean if Wilson gets injured? Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, maybe I should rephrase what I just said, but when Sullivan goes, can the new owner ban Sean Whetstone and the other Sullivan screws from ever attending? Yeah, I can't be dealing with gaslighting, mate, today. I can't. I'm just waiting to see if this Igor deal's has officially gone through. I'll guarantee you, right, it'd be funny if it hasn't. Because, usually if a deal's done, you would know the deal's done. But there's just nothing at the minute. Absolute fuck all. Absolute nothing. That West Ham Rambles. He's good account, he says, goes, yeah, we smashed Forest 17th, almost secure. Checkbook is away, and Potter can crack on with what he has. Fucking hell, mate. What happens if the new owner and they are also bad? Or they can go, mate. The problem is we can't keep thinking if an owner's bad. What happens if an owner's good? What happens if we get a new owner come in and the new owner is really good? Do you know what I'm saying? Deal sheet has been submitted for Igor. We're relying on two old injury-prone forwards. Yeah, I agree with that comment. I really do. And the problem is you got injuries, you got suspensions. We don't score many goals either. We don't. We just don't. Right. We just don't score many goals, and I think we've left ourselves short, big time. Especially on the striker thing. I can't understand why they think that two aging strikers are going to be the move. I really don't. That one blows my mind, literally completely out of the water. What are they seeing? Fucking terrible. What time is it? 20 past 7. Still nothing. Still nothing of any note. That deal sheet might not be. It might. How can I just need to ask this? But does any other club run like ours? Like honestly, like, and you know what Steve says there? Mickey comes back. That wouldn't surprise me. That simply would not surprise me in the slightest. That if we're ever short and we need a striker, they will go, "Oh, Mickey, what we'll do, we'll give you a 3-month contract or a 6-month contract." Has X come out and said anything? Nothing's been said yet, mate. I'm literally looking everywhere. Nothing's been said. So I can't even get. Let me message him. Who done the edit? See, look, I can't even get gassed about this geezer. Look. Like, what's the point? Like, what is the fucking point? And I'm trying to be positive, right, with this season, but I can't believe that they've left themselves short again. And also, we've still got shit at this club. Like Maxwell Cornet. Like, how the fuck is he still here? Nothing. Jacob Murphy. See, look. The Jacob Murphy link started this morning. Nothing happens with that. Fucking the best bit about today is this. Look, a dog balancing a fucking champagne glass on his head. That's the best thing about today. Fucking hell. Arsenal would have let Trossard leave if there was a suitable offer today. Tell you what, I hope Potter's ready for this. I really do. I really do. James says, I knew Irvin and Rodriguez were staying. I can't believe Andy Irvin's still here. I can't believe both of them are still here, if I'm being truthfully honest. Black Country Hammer says, there's no ambition with these owners. All turn up for the protest against Crystal Palace. Had enough of Sullivan and his ugly cow. It gives you all the spiel. The word today is depressed. And I know other channels are going to put this positive spin on it, right? But if we get rolled, which we was all expecting yesterday, right? We was all expecting to get rolled at Forest. If we get rolled, they come out and they sign 3 players. Today, signing fucking Brighton's 5th choice player, who I'm looking at, some of the people have commented, said he's a complete liability. But this geezer's a complete liability, and we've signed him and we've passed on the opportunity to bring in Charlie Cresswell, which, just makes no logical sense. Like, tell you what, mate, honestly, this club will never go further forward. And we feel like we've got a victory today because he chose us over Palace. Fucking hell. Terrific. Let me read out what Marshy said. Keeping Paqueta was a major thing through this window. 1 minute seeing he was not wishing to travel, then he was the best player on the pitch, scoring the penalty and giving us the best celebration we like to see. Fantastic stuff. Listen, I can't. One thing I'm going to say about the Lucas Paqueta situation right now, is that was fabricated by the owners of this club. It just was. Like, he was never pushing for a move. Right, a geezer who pushes for a move, you just know. You just know, like, in regards to someone who's really pushing for a move, and Paqueta never was. And we're actually lucky that he's decided to stay. Because imagine if we would have got rid of him. Imagine if we'd have got rid of Lucas Paqueta the other day and we bring in fucking one player. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely put his wallet back in his pocket after yesterday's win. Let's get to King John. And in my opinion, he tried to sell him, but the fans started getting pissed off and saw it, and he backtracked. Who are you referring to on that, Kim? Are you saying Paqueta or Sullivan? I'm saying Sullivan on that. I don't think he's. Yeah. I'll get to that in a minute. Igor is just a bench warmer. Yeah, he's a bench warmer until we have to use him. Let me get to this because I've had someone's messaged me here. Some geezer, mate. Can you find who? Right, let's have a look. Oh, one of my videos has been demonetized. So yeah, and more good news because my goal celebration video. So yeah, terrific. It's more good news. So not only is it's happy birthday, it is also demonetization. Nice one. Fuck the demonetization. The minute I can't really care. Where is the fucking why can't they just like announce the fucking thing? Do you know what I mean? Why does it take us forever to sign a fucking player at this club? Oh, here you go, I got one here. Durassi and Cresswell deal's dead. Well done, Sullivan, for being a cheap bastard as always. God forbid we actually do something right for once. David Sullivan, mate. Fuck off. Absolute fuck off, mate. This is not next level. This is not. This is. I don't even know what this is. Like, we're going out and we're getting fifth choice fucking. James, has Igor been confirmed? If you're still there, mate, has Igor been 100% confirmed? Because I don't want to go and he gets confirmed. I'd rather just do it on here. I know the deal sheet's in, but I don't know whether it's been if it's 100% confirmed. Sullivan has pocketed the money. I think it's just 20 mil we've spent. 20 million pounds. Look how much wages we've saved, though, and all. That's another thing that people keep forgetting, right? The money you've saved on wages can go towards a lot of things. I don't know. Well, X said the deal sheet was in, and they have until 11 to complete. Well, I'm not going to wait until 11. I know that. Someone did subscribe and unsubscribe, so goodbye to them people. What we got? Let's have a look. Last season, we were the least affected by injuries in the Premier League. We may not be so lucky this season. Fernandez is only a good signing. He's the only good signing. He's been decent. I agree, mate. I agree, but the problem is with this club at the minute, there's too many people looking at the wrong people. And for me, fucking joke, mate. Honestly, how can you leave it so like that? That's just, I don't know. Next summer will be worse when Bowen might be up for sale. You know how Sullivan works. Tell you something now, mate. If the money's there, he will take the dough. The problem is Sullivan thought he could quite easily get Paqueta out and to say he wants to leave. And that's been pushed. That's been pushed by him. I'll tell you the reason why that's been pushed quickly, right, before I make a move. The reason why it's been pushed with the Paqueta situation is what Sullivan will do is he'll go to his media journals and say that he wants out. Other channels are saying that we've got 2 hours after the extension handed in. How can it take so fucking long to get a deal done? Right. Anyway, I'll say this quick. What it is that Sullivan thought, right, I'm going to try and raise some funds here. I need to get rid of a player. Yeah, don't forget he's just spent 40 million on Fernandez. He's spent about 60 million. So he's looking at trying to recuperate some of that money back. And that would have been by pushing Paqueta out the door, because Paqueta's the only one with value at this club. Yeah, other than Bowen. You got Bowen first, Paqueta second, Souček third, etc. The situation is how it is basically he was pushing out Paqueta's name, making out that he wanted to leave. And then when Paqueta's turned around and kissed the badge and sort of said, no, I'm not, that's all right, I'm not leaving. It's all backtracked. Do you know what I'm saying? Because from today and from yesterday, if we don't get that result, does Sullivan go out and go and get a few players? I believe that if West Ham would have got rolled yesterday by Forest, he goes out and gets players because he knows that he needs them. The reason why he hasn't done that is because he hasn't sold Lucas Paqueta, and we got the result yesterday. And the checkbook goes away and thinks, no, that's all right. That'll do. So, you know, honestly, mate, this fucking ownership needs just to fuck off out of this club. Fucking joke, mate. I honestly do not know why I fucking bother. What's his name? I'm waiting another. Anyone feel that we will now sign Brownhill? You watch us go and sign Brownhill now. If he don't go to Saudi and he's there, we'll bring him in. Especially if we get rid of Potts on loan. That's another thing. It's a site on Facebook. Okay, mate. Look at this. Look, fucking hell. That's Isaac's goodbye message to Newcastle fans, apparently. Oh, I'll tell you what, mate, he's going to get a reception and a half if they play in the cup or anything. Because obviously they've played already. Mate, what is going on? Right. Nothing. James, can we get anyone free now? There's loads of free transfers out there, mate. It's just, yeah, it's just not good. Don't forget the 180 million that Sullivan borrowed from Barclays. See, that's a great comment. He's got funds, but he's refusing to spend them. That's what it is. Fucking refusing to spend them. What's happened every signing one? Basically, Igor, we're literally sitting here waiting to see if Igor's been signed or not. Apparently, he has been signed, and the deal sheet is in. So just have to wait and see on that. I actually don't believe Sullivan would have bought anyone if we sold Paqueta. He would have used the not enough to bring someone in, and then would have brought in Brownhill. No, I think he would have brought someone in, mate. He would have probably paid for Cresswell. Like, that's what he would have done today. He would have gone out and gone after Cresswell. Let's see what Gaz has got to say. Shout out to Gaz. James, correct. Winning yesterday probably fucked us up and should have not. Well, we could have got fourth, but Sullivan didn't buy, and he's happy with 17th. And I think it could be worse by that. Yeah, I completely agree with you on that, mate. I really do. I really do on that. Let's see what Peter's got to say. Peter Marlborough, sorry. The other 200 million loan he took out for the club last week, plus the Barclays loan. Oh dear, this club, mate. Right, I'm going to go for another. Well, I said I was going to leave in 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago, then it's gone into half hour. So, right, 1:45, I'm done. I've done 3 hours. That'd be me. Got enough battery to see that out. So we're going to see. One positive about Igor, he looks like he might snap because this is in the next game. As well as Raheem Sterling, Disassi did not move today, told us the Premier League options, nothing that suit him. Fair enough. It's so so bland, isn't it? Just, I prefer Igor with a buy option than Disassi with an obligation. Oh, that's fair enough. And then someone's already come out 17 minutes ago with the petition. There you go. Go and sign that. Go and sign that. It's so draining following this club. Yeah, mate, it is, because like I'm even sitting in darkness now. Like, as the darkness forms, yeah. There we go. Samsey. I like Samsey. Sullivan fouled again this window, not fit to take us forward, sign the petition. Deal sheet for Igor is in. On the bright side, not many of us would have wanted a Bellin Dawson here, so Igor Dawson. Yeah. Asking him if he's massive. I'll tell you what. Let me just send this to Kev quickly. Right, Kev, how you doing? Kev, can you do me a favour? Can you ask him if he's on Twitter? If he is, tell him to follow me on Twitter, because I might have a bit of work for him. All right, please. Right, that's that. Chances we ain't signing Igor. It's not done. It's touch and go. If we get it done, Cookie Hammer's back in the building. Shout out to Cookie Hammer. It's like the old song goes, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." Yeah, mate. Like, literally, I'm descending into darkness now. Do you know what I'm saying? I've been here from the light, and now we're going into the dark. So, I'm gonna have one more butchers, and then I am gonna be making a move from there. I want to thank everyone who's come on today. That's the first thing before I sort of round this video up. I want to thank everyone who's come on. Mark come on earlier. Oliver, Brozovic come on at the start of the stream. James come on. There's been quite a few people that's come on today. Oh, Hawkins family come on earlier on. Shout out to Hawkins. So yeah, this is good to get different people's opinion and everything. For me, I'm probably going to do a video on this, but I'm fucking disappointed today. Like, really disappointed. And I can't stress enough how disappointed I am. Like, I really am. I'm actually to a point where I feel like West Ham have just been beaten, and I'm ready to blow. But I don't want to lose the plot over this. I feel like we're gambling up till January, and I'm just hoping, that Potter's got a system in place where he knows how to sort of rotate these players. If any of these players start picking up injuries, and it ain't going to be so much now. It's going to be coming up towards November when the cold weather starts setting in, and you know what it's like as people who follow football. When the cold weather starts setting in, you start picking up injuries. The muscles start tightening up, etc. It is what it is. That's where I'm going to be concerned, and I think not getting a centre forward at this club, and seeing Gay go to Udinese, that to me just tells me what I need to know. Well done. It's a hard ass to sit through that. I've sat here for 3 hours, mate, and I'll tell you what, I'm finishing this up, and then I'm probably going to have a few days off of not doing nothing. I'm going to try and get all the boys on for their sort of reflection of the season so far and everything. I'm going to have one more look, and then we're going to round this up at sort of 3 hours. Look at the deal Villa have done. They're under PSR rules. Sullivan's out the rat space tonight, James. I am going to try and do a space, mate. It's going to be a busy one. I'm probably going to look at it later on tonight about 10:30. So yeah, we'll try and do something tonight. Look, Alex Crook has just come out with this right now. Yeah, he's just turned around and said Igor to West Ham United is still ongoing. The Sassy stays at Chelsea. So there's no guarantee that we're going to get Igor either at the minute. And if we don't get him, then I don't know what the reaction will be if we don't get him. I'm not happy that he's the only one here. I'm not really too fussed either way, if I'm being truthfully honest. That, like, he's here, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But for us now, I'm sitting here at what? 7:41. Everyone's done their stuff, and I'm still waiting to see if this has been confirmed. I'm a bit of a stubborn bastard on this. I'm like, I want to know if it's been confirmed or not. You know. Someone's just said this. Yeah, I'm going to read this out to you right now. My thoughts on this West Ham transfer window as a whole. We may or may not have improved the goalkeeper position. Hermansen definitely needs more time to adjust. I sort of agree on that. Kyle Walker-Peters looks like a good signing. I think he's all right, Kyle Walker-Peters. He's all right for what we need. Igor smacks of deadline day desperation. It's true. We're desperate. So we've gone out and found fucking Brighton's 5th choice. Well, what else we got here? A dominant centre back was needed, and I don't believe Igor is that. I suspect Magassa is one for the future, and we're still seeing a lot of James Ward-Prowse and Souček. Fernandez is a big positive of the window. I agree on that. Callum Wilson, if we can keep him fit, he definitely had something. Big disappointment that we didn't bring in another striker with some pace. I completely agree on that. We need to hope that Somerville's injury problems are behind him, as he offers something we lack: pace, directness, etc. With Irving and Rodriguez staying, it's likely to mean less opportunities for Potts and Murphy, which is disappointing. That is brilliant. I was going to write this out to him. That's brilliant. Just read it on E20's own TV. So what he's just said there, spot on. Absolute spot on, word for word. Fair play to you, mate. Fucking I respect you. West Ham Massive is in the building. Good evening, James, chat. So what have I missed? Not a lot really, mate. I've been sitting here for nearly 3 hours. I'm currently in the darkness. I am going to be wrapping this stream up in approximately 5 minutes. We've put a deal sheet in for Igor from Brighton. It looks like we're going to get him, 5th choice Brighton player. But I'm very disappointed that we haven't gone out and got someone with pace up front, someone who can sort of run. Mate, they have until 1 p.m. If they've asked for an extension, paperwork, go and get a beer. Yeah, I'm not having a beer, mate. I'm trying to lose some weight. You know what I'm saying? Sullivan ain't even bothered about the process. You can see after today, he doesn't care what we're doing. He's nasty. He loves it. He most certainly does, mate. Most certainly does. He played for Fiorentina in the Conference League final against us. He did. He was the man who was trying to stop Bowen from scoring the goal. And he didn't succeed. And we end up winning the Conference League because of that. So, yeah. Right, I'm going to wrap this up. I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, West Ham haven't signed anyone as yet. Nothing's been confirmed. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put me light on my phone a little bit because I look like I'm doing this in the fucking dark, but you know, and energy bills are quite high. Right, let's do this. That's better. Right, basically, we haven't signed anyone, and Igor is slightly on the cards, but nothing's been confirmed as yet. But we won't know till later on. Obviously, we can go and bring in free agents and everything, but 3 hours worth of sitting through this for absolute fuck all is just, it's borderline shocking, mate. Absolute shocking. Smash a like on the video. Really goes a long way. Subscribe to the channel. I had people subscribing and unsubscribing because of the chat. Understand it. But subscribe to the channel if you want. And yeah, I'm just massively disappointed. Massively disappointed. I can't stress enough how disappointed I am today. I was expecting West Ham to go out, get a couple of players, keep the feel good factor coming. We've done nothing. Just done nothing of any note. So yeah, I'm really disappointed in that. Anyway, I'm gonna have a few days off to sort of have a think of where we go from here. And I will see ya in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Be good. All the best.